Check me out now. Return of the smooth operator. Shotty on repeat. I say sleep later. This another favor. Consider me your neighbor. Lost a lot of fam in pursuit of the paper. She gon' catch the vapors when we slide by. The way I speak my mind, it's like I peak my prime, but I ain't close. I cruise through the night air. Fantasy a dream. Real world is a nightmare. Like Claire battling the brainless. Learn to live shameless. Talk about me a lie, but claim that I'm nameless. You aimless. So I'ma style on them. They washed up. It's a rap. Throw the towel on them. Gaining miles on them. Otakus for the win. Tacos, it depend on the mood that I'm in. Like Finn when it's time for adventure. This some new blue. Get ready to enter my mind for a few. Come and take a ride with the crew. I'ma show you how to recoup days lost when you vibe with the blue. Come vibe with the blue. Yeah. About time to regroup. Fly, got my eyes on the view. Never hear lies, only truth. Realize why they vibe with the blue. 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 I'm talking about vibe with the blue. Vibe with the vibe with the sky. Wait, you know the rest. I'm blessed. I see you frontin' like you ain't impressed, but I still get requests. I'm playing Zelda on the GameCube. I quit spamming my music. Don't ever try forcing the links. That's a high rule. The wind waker, Mother Nature on my side too, controlling the elements. Go and check my avatar. I'm arrows ahead. Get the point. Moving forward. The battle scars accumulated over time are reminders of what I went through as a miner. But made me a grinder. The trees broke down for this loose leaf. If life's a game of death, I'm Bruce Lee. Ooh wee. Lose sleep on the regular, trying to get this word out. Then I crash nebula. Wish I had a very odd parent, maybe two, but it's cool. Everybody pays dues. Now it's time to make moves. Granny didn't raise me to lose. Think I'm in the mood for a cruise. Wanna ride? Come and vibe with the blue. Come 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 vibe with the. Check this out, y'all. I'm back spazzing like the elderly. Worth of my cousin Beverly. Never swear away from the truth. Just ask Heather. Be weather, be tripping. Starting to look control like our destiny. Always give you the best of me until the death of me. My weaponry is a paintbrush. Hush, don't tell my secret. They get a hold of it. If you leak it, get it. As usual. It's cool. Got you covered though, look. But let me get back to that cool-ish, loose-ish. Why they still lying? They don't do this. Bad at board games, whole world clueless. Selling their soul for Roof Chris. Who's this honored fella? Need a sliced extra mozzarella. Crew fly, leg guy, propellers. Humanity born like they don't trust fun. Why you dodge to tell her? You don't know, but my odds are better. Life's a gamble, depending on who holding the cards. You can start living at large or it's bon voyage. Charge it to the game. Me and you ain't the same. I'm thinking bigger pictures. Why you still shrinking the frame? Ever blink in the rain? It helps when your eyes dry. Mob with the bright minds. Think you funny, wise guy? Midnight marauder with a new tribe. Tired of the fake. Come and vibe with the blue sky. Come vibe with the blue sky. Why do you try? We get them high. Take them high. What I do? Come vibe with the blue. Yeah. Come vibe with the blue. Pass what up? Vibe with the.
Motherfucker, are you out of your damn mind?
I have seen everything that has ever happened, ever will happen, ever could happen, and yet, what the hell is this?
Are you ready?
Word to wise, grass only greener when it's fertilized. Gave them truth in these songs, they prefer to lies. Destiny beautiful, adrift in her purple lies. You can't see me, you Stevie, wondering how I reach more evolutions than Evie and make it look easy. Man, dream on, yeah. Dream on, dream weaver.
What is up, Earth's mightiest subscribers? It is your boy Ernie, the Blerd Without Fear. Got the homie Carter presents. Welcome to episode 280 of the Blerd Cave, number one comic book news from this or any other Earth in the multiverse that you can find right here on YouTube. But you can also find on Google, Apple, iHeartRadio, Amazon, Spotify, Timbuktu, anywhere good podcasts may be found. And if you enjoy the podcast, make sure you leave a rating. Helps us find more listeners like yourself. That said, man, we have what I think is a pretty interesting show for you guys today. We're going to be talking about DC Absolute. We're going to be talking about all the Trinity number ones. Giving you both of our takes on them. Like, what do we think so far? Now the dust has settled, all the smoke is cleared. We're going to talk about it. Carter, how are you doing, man? What's going on, pimp?
So, LA gave me asthma. Couple Blerd Caves back. You all remember me talking about how I had this really bad cough and people were talking about long COVID, which I didn't even know about. And it's getting to the point where I'm coughing and I'm dry gagging and I'm just choking and just, good Lord. Went to the doctor's office this week because the running joke that I'd constantly been hearing from people that live here was, man, your body just ain't used to the LA air, man. You just ain't used to it, man. It's that smog and all that. And what was funny is I go to the doctor's office, right? And he's checking my lungs and has me breathing in now, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop, going through the whole spiel. And I tell him, some coworkers of mine and friend buddies of mine here, they keep making this reference saying that my body didn't get used to the LA air. This doctor looks at me and then goes, "Oh man, that's just LA people being LA people,
Bruh."
But then proceeded to explain to me that because of the fucking LA air and me coming from the M and Arkansas and the pollution that's here, the overall dryness in the air, and then he said the word fungal, and when he said fungal, my mind immediately went to The Last of Us, like I'm finna become one of them goddamn clickers.
Like he was
then said, yeah, and then basically said, yeah, man, this just seems like a clear-cut case of asthma. I said, wait, you said that too fucking smooth. Like, dog, is it in any other part of your family? No. Like, I almost wanted to do that RDC where I just throw something at a wall screaming, I'm 36! I'm 36! Why am I getting asthma? But yeah, that's, so we know one thing that's up with me. Yeah, LA and the nasty air from all the pollution and smog and all these foul tarnished, it gave your boy asthma.
This man had fucked around and got dead.
And no, and I'm not a smoker. Funny enough, people get surprised when I tell them I moved up here, and they all thought I was just coming up here to smoke a blunt. From it, but I'm not. Yeah, that's what it has been. COVID did not help matters, but you know, I am partly to blame for this because I've had the cough for a while now, but I've just dealt with it. Cough drops, cough syrup. Cough drops, cough syrup. I'm good.
Damn.
But yeah. LA gave your boy asthma. But it also gave me this Charles Soule curse words omnibus for $20, or not omnibus, compendium. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I mean yeah, close enough. It's close enough.
Yeah. Charles Soule, Ryan Brown, same creative team of 8 Billion Genies, which you all knew I was a fan of. I got the compendium to the book they did before they did 8 Billion Genies. This was curse words was done after his Inhuman stuff and his Daredevil stuff, and then he went to Image, and then he dropped this. So
That
silver linings. And yes, sir, Yuri G, thank you for asking. I am feeling better now that I have I feel such like a fucking nerd now. I got the inhaler. At least I can take the glasses off. I can take the glasses off because these are just blue light glasses. My eyes are perfect. I'm like Scott Summers. Never mind. That was a horrible example. But I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Well, one thing I do want to say, and I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm not going to be able to do this for everything.
Yeah.
But oh, you know what? Here, let me do this real quick because I just realized something that I still had. That I still had on the screen from like last week. That I was like, oh yeah, we could totally get rid of that. That's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's done, son. That's
So
what's
while
up?
you get rid of that, I can't tell you how many people I wanted to clown. And you all can go back and look at last week's Blerd Cave. Just go into YouTube comments. Point and laugh at how many goddamn people you see in that comment thread put an exclamation point join.
Mm-hmm.
Like, bro, why? Why?
I mean,
all you had to do was watch that thing in its entirety to know it was a giveaway that was happening live. Why am I going through the YouTube comments and I'm saying exclamation point join like you like?
Oh, it took me. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, I get it now. I get it now. I was like, I now understand the assignment. Now that's nasty work. That's nasty work, y'all. Like it's like, dude, y'all real look. You know what? You know what I find interesting about that? It's the fact that there are motherfuckers who I think sometimes watch the show like after the fact and think that it's live. Like, because I've been noticing there've been some people that'll be commenting like while like if they're going back and rewatch it, they'll be commenting while like but commenting as though they're commenting in real time, like talking to us. Like it's like, nah, man, you a day late and a dollar short, pimp. As my granny used to say. But one thing that I do want to share. One thing that I do want to share is we've got a couple of things that I want to address because we lost some folks.
Yeah.
We lost some. I'm not gonna be able to get everybody because there were actually more than the deaths that I think than I think some people might be familiar with. There's more than the ones that I know for a fact people are mostly from. I'm really just gonna focus on like the ones I felt were like the biggest. The biggest of the bunch.
Yeah.
All that stuff. So real quick, and like I said, we're gonna it's gonna I actually normally I mean to do these things like when we are like first coming in, but we are gonna do them now because well that's just kind of how this works. But first things first, we're gonna have a moment of silence for a couple of legends who we lost over this past week. So yeah. So let's go ahead and address. Let's go ahead and address first and foremost Quincy Jones, legend in the business, cutting the latest, greatest, probably one of the most chart-topping albums of all time, In the Sky, For the Lord. This guy was a legend that honestly, there are very few people in the world who I think could have been as influential to the music business as Quincy Jones. He literally changed the game. Some of the best and brightest stars out there in the music industry, they are there because Quincy Jones put them on. And that like honestly, that we could literally probably do an entirety of a show just about the legend the legend alone of Quincy Jones. Like, I mean, it's that's how, like, honestly, I'm actually shocked, and maybe there is and I just never knew about it, but I'm actually shocked no one ever tried to make like a biopic about this guy, because I mean, there's a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of people, and I'm not even just talking about like an R&B, or soul, or or other genres of music that are considered, quotey fingers black. But I mean, his influence is across the entire music industry. There are people across the entire music industry spectrum, across a lot of different genres, who honestly you never would have heard of if not for Quincy Jones. So
yeah, you're talking about music. I mean, I didn't hear a lot of Quincy Jones when it came to the music standpoint of things.
Yeah.
But I knew who he was just because of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Because that was one of the first names you see on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So that's how I knew who he was, and that's why it was that. It was I was tripping something something we were talking about before we started. New York Undercover was one.
Yep.
Empire was one. So that's how I knew pretty much who Quincy Jones was. So this was a rough week. Damn.
Yeah, it was. It's man. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This one was actually kind of tough because for those that don't know, and I don't know why you wouldn't, because I probably talk about it a lot, but yeah, every show could be somebody's first. I'm a huge horror movie guy.
Yeah.
So when I opened up Google and saw people talking about the death of Tony Todd, not gonna lie, kind of fucked my head up a little bit, because Tony Todd is a horror movie icon. He's a horror movie icon. And I'm sorry, I don't, I know some people think that, he just did, Candyman. That's all he's ever done. That's all, he's known for, whatever. I mean, yeah, I guess you could make the argument that is somewhat true, but I like to consider myself a student of the Tony Todd University. And that's because my introduction to Tony Todd, the first time I ever saw Tony Todd, like, in anything, and I'll never forget this, like, as long as I live. I'll never forget. My first introductions to a lot of people. But how many of y'all remember there was this little movie? Some of you may have heard of it. I don't know. You may know a little bit about this. The old Morgan Freeman vehicle, Lean on Me.
Yeah.
Candyman in the background. Joe Clark didn't said his name 3 or 4, 5 times, and it's over. It's over.
Is that why he carried it back with him at all times?
Yeah, he had to. He had to. He said it. He said it. He said, look, Joe Clark said, he's like, I ain't scared of no ghosts. He said, I ain't scared of no goddamn ghosts. He's like, I'll beat the fuck out of ghosts.
Dog, Tony Todd been scaring grown men and children for like 30, 40 years.
Man, he really has. Also, the next thing I saw him in, actually before I saw him in Candyman, was the 90s Night of the Living Dead remake, which is actually my preferred. It's actually my preferred version. I know that probably seems sacrilegious. It probably seems sacrilegious, but no, actually, I like this version of Night of the Living Dead a lot more than the original. Because well, I mean, don't get me wrong, I think the original is a classic. That doesn't mean I hate the original, but I feel like this one did such a better job of elevating all of the characters. There was more nuance to the characters. I mean, no pun intended, not everything was black and white. And I'm not talking about the saturation level of the movie. I'm talking about the characters. I felt that the characters had way more nuance. And I thought Tony Todd really elevated his role. And then of course, obviously, there's Candyman. Duh. There's Candyman. Yeah. Sorry, I'm not gonna say it again. I promise I won't say it again. But also, I mean, this guy was a legend beyond a lot of other things. I also knew him as Grange on The Crow. A lot of people forget that he's in that first Crow movie. He was Top Dollar's right-hand man, basically. I also remember from Star Trek Next Generation. Star Trek Next Generation, he was Worf's brother, Kern. Yeah, a lot of y'all forgot about Kern. Yeah, y'all forgot about Kern. I see some people brought it up. But I know a lot of people forget that this guy was all over the place and doing all kinds of things. Also, he was one of three. He was one of three horror movie icons to get iced by the Wishmaster.
Oh, Lord.
Fulfill the prophecy.
See, y'all don't know how many movies I did not watch because that man was in it. Because back in the day, I'm younger, I don't know any better. So I'm thinking that brother is Candyman, everything. I'm gonna tell you something. One of the few horror movies, I don't know if some of you all would even call it a horror movie, but that first Final Destination. I'm sitting there, I'm watching it, and I can enjoy that movie because no problem, nothing too wild happening, people just catching it. All right, cool. That motherfucker showed up when them little white people was trying to look at a body and you just see him. I thought that was it. And then
it was
everything that he was saying about like how he knew how Death's design worked and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. I said, it's that nigga. He finna be the one to get him.
Look, no, y'all, for real. No, I'm gonna tell y'all right here. This was Carter. This was Carter all day right here.
Guilty. That nigga is guilty. Hang that nigga now. I got the rope right here.
No, I didn't get that far. I'm gonna tell you why. As soon as I saw him and I heard that voice, Final Destination got cut the fuck off. Do you hear me?
Oh yeah, no, I was over. It was
this was DVD time. I ain't never skipped a chapter so goddamn fast in my life. Nope.
Skip. Look, that man saw the chapter Death's design and hit the X button on it, so it never come up in the movie. Actually, no, I'm
right to Stifler getting decapitated. Don't even want to know how it happened. I just want to get away from Candyman. Nope.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what actually got me is I'm not gonna lie, this is actually not a good season. Not a good season of The Flash. But goddamn it, that motherfucker was eating the Zoom. That dude, like a lot of people didn't catch it, but that second season of The Flash, and they actually tried to repeat it with the third season. Flash had this really weird thing where 2 seasons in a row, the main villain was voiced by a horror movie icon. Because second season, it was Tony Todd as Zoom. And then when they did the third season, they did Savitar. It was Tobin Bell, Jigsaw, which I thought was just wild. Which I was like, dude, y'all are literally wasting this. Because I said, these are literally the 2 worst seasons well, at least early on, the 2 worst seasons of the show. But like, you got premier actors to voice these characters, and you have literally wasted them on this slop of a story that y'all are trying to tell right now. But no, that's not it. We also can't forget about the recent success of Spider-Man 2. He was Venom. And I'm not gonna lie, man, this one probably fucked my head up the most just because he was so good.
See, I haven't played it, but
Man, he was
it
so
made
good.
me want to play it because I don't have Spider-Man 2, but that made me want to play it just to, I want to be able to experience that Venom. So I think last night,
Dude, they
I
did
just
so
started
good with
watching
him.
I started watching somebody's playthrough of it just so I could see his Venom and stuff, and that was pretty dope.
Dude, honestly, we've been robbed.
Yeah.
We have been robbed because you know how like sometimes you hear something and it becomes like the definitive thing. It's like it's kind of like okay, I always use this example. The first time you saw the Mortal Kombat movie, the first live action movie, and you see Kano, and you got what was it Trevor Goddard? I think that was his name. I think it was the name of the actor. I can't remember. He passed away ways back. But he went with like an Australian accent for Kano. And that became Kano going forward. It was like, fuck any other version of Kano that you think exists.
Yeah.
This is what Kano sounds like now. Like it literally changed Kano forever. Like there would never be another, like kind of in the same way that like, when you think about a Joker, a lot of people, I mean, well, yes, Jack Nicholson comes up to a lot of people's minds. But Heath Ledger is now like the gold standard. That's how I feel about Tony Todd. I'm like, dude, this is the definitive Venom voice. This is the voice. Like, not that shit that's in them Sony movies. This is the voice I hear when I'm reading a Venom comic and I'm reading Venom's dialogue. This the motherfucker I hear. This the motherfucker I hear. So yeah, that just is what it is. Also, a lot of people don't know this, and I would love to put people on game for this. He's also, this is not his last video game role. He's also going to be in the new Indiana Jones game, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. I think this will be his last video game role.
Oh wow, I thought it was Venom. Okay.
Nah, this is it right here.
Okay.
Also, some of you might not remember, but he also voiced, as a horror movie icon, he voiced another icon. In Young Justice.
Yeah.
He only had 2 episodes and not a whole lot of speaking parts, but Tony Todd was Icon. So there's that. I thought that was really cool, especially considering that that's a character that, not a lot of people really knew, even back then.
Yeah.
Also, for those of you who are big fans of the Masters of the Universe on Netflix, he is also Scareglow on there as well. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I had a lot of feelings. I had a lot of feelings when I saw Tony Todd was gone. So, but that said, I want to bring the mood up. But yeah, okay. Carter, you know what we're here to talk about? We're here to talk about some goddamn comic books.
Yep.
That's what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about some fucking comic books. Now, I want to put out a little caveat. That for those who are wondering, because yes, we are going to be talking about the Absolute Universe stuff. We're going to be doing as I said at the top of the hour, we're going to be doing a DC Comics Absolute number one's report card. I've already put out videos for Absolute Batman, Absolute Wonder Woman. You're probably going to hear me repeat some stuff from those, and maybe have some fresh perspectives after having sat with those for at least a week or more apiece. Also, some of you might be asking, where is the Absolute Superman video? Robo is working on that as we speak. I'm hoping to get to release that sometime today, maybe tomorrow, but I will definitely say that spoilers for that video. That said, Carter, we got 3 number ones. We got them. Like it's the Trinity is out. The Trinity is out. What do you think? Let's start. Let's start. Let's start with where we began.
Okay.
And that is with the Batman, the absolute Batman, Swole Man.
Bruce Lesnar.
Yeah, like with that.
Bruce Lesnar, dog.
Look, dun, 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 dun,
You hear
dun,
anybody say
dun, dun,
Bruce
dun.
Lesnar, Brock Wayne,
Brock
know that they stole it from your boy.
Look,
Period.
the next big thing.
Bat.
The next big bat. Look, if that
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Alfred Pennyworth.
wait, and you have to do it like you have to do the
That's another good one. That's another good one. The Batman who lifts. I love that one. I love the Batman who lifts. I love it. The Batman who lifts is a goated one. That's a goated one.
Look, but see, here's the problem though. We can't use that too much because you know what's gonna happen. DC's gonna hear that shit. They're gonna laugh a little too hard at it, and then we're gonna get nothing but like crossover event after crossover event after crossover event with the Batman who lifts. No, we cannot do that. We cannot do that. No.
Hey,
Do not give them that shit for free. They will learn the wrong thing.
Hey, what if we see like a Bat woman who lifts? Her head built like Jordan Grace or somebody.
Oh my god!
Because they've already done the Bat woman who laughs, and it fell as flat as it wanted to be.
Oh my god, that shit landed like a wet ass fucking fart.
Lord.
But no, so we've got the Gotham's next big thing. We got I'm not gonna lie, I'm an Alfred Pennyworth guy now. I used to not be, but you know what? I'll admit it. I'm an Alfred Pennyworth guy. And
Big Papa Bat.
look, what would it be like the B5?
Oh God. Hey, don't say B5. I started thinking of that black boy band from back in the day.
Oh goddamn.
Don't say that. Don't say that. I just showed my age like a motherfucker, but yeah, don't say that. Don't say that.
No, we won't
you
talk
like
about that.
Alfred Penny. You're an Alfred Pennyworth guy. Continue, sir.
Oh yeah. Well, no, I would say that if you were like, okay, so this is basically what this comic does. You know how like when the initial DC Absolute stuff was announced, one of the first things I brought up was that I'm Batmaned out. I don't need a new Batman book, and I don't need, especially not a Batman book that is just going to be reheating the same leftovers we've been eating for the past 75 some odd plus years. And I was like, I don't need it. I don't want it. They're not going to be able to change his origin enough in any way that's going to make him so radically fucking different. And this is also supposed to be like one of those, this is the darkest timeline where there's no hope, there's no heroes. So like it was one of those things. I was like, this is gonna be some edgelord ass shit. And to be fair, kind of is, but at the same time, it's edgelord with a purpose. It's edgelord with a purpose, and I think that makes a difference. So. For those, and I guess, let me just go ahead and say this right now. Full spoilers for all 3 of these issues. Like, if for whatever reason you've not checked out any of these, it's kind of hard to talk about them without giving away some stuff. So, and not to mention, I've already done videos about at least 2 out of the 3 of these that are out currently. Who would have thought, Carter, that the best way to change up Batman's origin
Was to put him on the juice?
Put him on the juice. Put him on the stuff. Look, got him hopped up on that shit. But also, not even just that, but also to change what I think arguably makes Batman Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Dead parents. like no, and I'm being dead ass when I say this, but like that's one of the things that like dude, I just want to pull this image up, and this is just wild to me.
Mm-hmm.
Get that man a record. Got that man. Look, and also I just love how they did this just to let you know how tall that motherfucker is.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, yeah, this motherfucker is. He should be playing basketball. Also, that okay, and I saw
Lakers Shaq right there. That is Diesel Wayne,
right.
There,
Look, that next thing you know, this motherfucker gonna have a Bat Foo game coming out, Lord. But no. So basically, and I saw Jazz Rams. Oh, that he's rich. No, that's the other thing. He's not rich.
not rich.
He's like now. To be fair, I think there's a point where we see where he lives. I mean, he got a brownstone. He got a brownstone. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. He ain't that broke.
They keep making it a point to say he's blue collar.
Yeah, he's a blue collar guy. He's not he's not a billionaire. He's not even a millionaire. He's not even really a thousandaire.
Boom. LP3 just hit it on the head. He's doing okay.
Yeah. He's well, and one thing too that they bring up that I thought was a really nice touch as well is that they mentioned that this is a guy who, like, okay, when we think about Batman, yeah, we know he went and trained with the League of, with the League of Assassins or whatever, and Henry Ducard and all that. He went trained around the world, become the best fighter, all this other shit. So this version of Batman spent most of his days basically working different types of jobs so that he would know Gotham inside and out.
Yeah.
Like I think there's a point where it's mentioned that he's that this is a Batman who has worked in the sanitation department. Yeah, he's worked in the political arena, working as like an assistant and whatnot to politicians. And he has also, by that same metric, worked everywhere in between that. Mm-hmm. He has worked in the electrical grid. He has worked in the sewers. He has worked at the power plants and whatnot. He has literally been all over the place. So this is why, and it actually makes more sense when you think, because I mean, okay, let's be honest. Carter, let's be real here. When you think about Batman, like the way he is in Earth Prime, it's like, God damn, how does this motherfucker just know everything? I mean, yeah, I get it. He's rich, so he has all the money and time to just sit back and learn everything. But we also got to remember, this is also a motherfucker who don't sleep. Like Bruce Wayne is famous for not sleeping regularly. Like he doesn't keep regular hours. Most of the time that he's awake, he's trying to be Batman. He has to be because, I mean, shit, this motherfucker's in 20-some books a week. You ain't got time to sleep.
No, this image you have up right now, imagine that Bruce hitting you on Bryan Danielson knees. Like, bro, look at that knee.
Dude, look, if that motherfucker
Ain't no goddamn chest in.
That motherfucker hit you with the Kinshasa, it is over.
Over.
Look, you go ahead and cut the game off. Cut the game off at that point. You should go ahead. It's over. It's a wrap. But no, what I like about this is that, okay, so not only is this a Batman who, honestly, by my metric, is okay. Yeah, he's a big dude. He's a big dude. That much is obvious. Also, look at that knee. Look at that knee right there. Good Lord, did he hit you with that? It's a dude. Okay, first off, if any of them legs touch you, it's just death. Imagine that motherfucker hit you with a black mass. Motherfucker he just swing his leg around one good time. Just, boop,
Dog,
ooh, it's
if
over.
he
It's
is
a wrap.
flexible enough to do that the real version of the black mass, I'm scared right then. If that big motherfucker is able to fully extend that leg to hit you with that roundhouse, you deserve it because you saw that big ass hunk of meat coming towards your goddamn chin, and you were so in shock that he was that flexible that leg fully extended. You deserve. You are dead.
Oh no, look. That's your ass. That's your ass right there. You deserve
Kumate.
Oh yeah. Oh, bruh.
The bat mask. Jesus.
Dude.
Christ.
Look, y'all think I'm fucking around, but this version of Batman, the lights go off, and when they come back on, that motherfucker just sitting cross-legged in the middle of the ring, just looking at you, just like
Jaws shattered, ribs cracked. Dog.
It's just wild.
Like what I liked about this was because you brought up the Henry Ducards and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That name is only referenced, and it's not somebody who trained Bruce, as far as we know. That's just somebody Alfred Pennyworth's been looking for to try to kill.
Yeah.
He's been, so this Bruce, you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of, I cannot remember that sister's name, but this Bruce, he just got big, and you saw the mugshots panel. Like, this is just somebody who just been scrapping all his life. That's why he knows how to fight, and he probably was doing what that black girl from Heroes, who she would watch kung fu movies just to do them herself. That's what this reminded me of. Because he don't have Henry Ducard, as far as we know. There is no League of Shadows. Bruce just been whooping ass all through Gotham and probably been watching kung fu movies and shit to get cold.
Basically.
As far as we know, dog.
And
that's just me wishful thinking. So,
and look, I just want to point out this motherfucker's cape. Everything on this man is a weapon. This motherfucker is snatching folks.
That dude in that second panel, I cracked up when I was reading this.
Bruh. Yeah, it was the fact that this man just swung the cape around and went, get your, like he hit that motherfucker with the scorpion from like, get over here. Yeah. And honestly, like when you see old boy fly through the air, through a goddamn apartment window, the only thing that I heard, that was all I heard when that motherfucker went flying through the air. That's all I heard when the motherfucker went flying through the air.
It was when the dude hit the street light. I'm like, I know his ribs. His ribs are coming through his ass right now. He's shitting his ribs out.
Oh yeah, no,
the force at which Bruce probably chucked that dude, like.
Oh,
and
no.
People in the chat are saying like literally every part of his suit is a weapon, which I love because you know the when they said that the points on the helmet were knives, I said, "Yep, I know what this Bruce is not playing."
Oh no, this like remember here. I want to pull that up. I want to here. Let's take a look at that. So, like right here.
When I saw that, I said, "Okay, bro." Like, and I think I told this to somebody else. I think I told this to you, matter of fact, on the Blerd Cave. Like, this Batman is a non-lethal Punisher.
Yes.
But this is a non-lethal Punisher who isn't told to go non-lethal. He chooses and wants to go non-lethal. As opposed to a Punisher who puts you up, lay you out. But that's something else that I like about this, because that's one nice way you could, again, like you brought up, you could change a little bit, but it still feels like the character. You know, a little more brutal, a little more things like that. And I remember in that DC All-In one shot, if I can't remember it specifically how it was said, but Darkseid basically made it a point to say, you know, this is a world where you have to kind of fight for your hope.
Yes.
You have to fight for your hope. And apparently, this Bruce really want to hope. You see how bad
he's like,
he wants his hope. Okay.
Lil Wayne was like, you remind me of, what was it when the Dave Chappelle skit where they talk about or no, he's talking about Kobe. He's like, hand the basketball, but like, play for your freedom, nigga. That's basically what he doing. He's like, hey, fight for your hope.
Yeah. So I like the fact that like the normal Bruce, you see him like break an arm or a leg, like and you know, what you all have probably done several times in many an Arkham game.
Oh
but,
yeah,
you know, Absolute is more so like, nah, he ain't gonna learn. Every child, you know, that first ass whooping when you were younger, you took that one, but that wasn't a lesson learned. We're gonna have to keep going. We're gonna have to do a little bit more. We gotta do a little bit more to make sure you get straight A's from here on out. So like, I do like this. I do enjoy it.
I like this what Elite X Woman was talking about right here. So he's Batman and Shadowhawk. That's basically what, because that's the thing a lot of people don't remember about Shadowhawk was that Shadowhawk was very much the same way. Like what Shadowhawk would do is he wouldn't kill you. He would like maim you. He would cripple you, like because the like you think about stuff that people wear on their costumes that doesn't make a whole heap of a lot of sense. Everything on Shadowhawk made some level of sense, like the bars that went around like his knuckles. What he would do is he would use those to punch you in the back and break your back. Like, dude was a whole problem. Like, here, and actually, I want to see if I can. I don't know if I can find or if I have it before me. But I just remember there was like one where like Shadowhawk like threw dude off a rooftop and dude smacked his back across a dumpster down below, and he just left that motherfucker to fend for himself after that. It was just like, he was like, all right, cool. He was like, well, yep. That was like no bullshit. That was basically his reply was he was just like, all right, cool. Well, you done. He was like,
you know, I'm gonna tell you what this goes back to. Everything that we're saying, it goes back to a conversation that was making some people mad a couple Blerd caves back. When the subject came up of me not enjoying Dan to Dan.
Oh, got you.
Impressions are everything.
Yes.
And Absolute Batman wants to make it a point to only do first impressions with everybody.
Yes.
No, first impressions, like period. I'm giving you one.
Right here. This shit right here. His spinal column snaps like a twig and just left that motherfucker. He was like, all right, cool. My work is done. I'm out. Bye. Hit you with that Russell Simmons. Thank you for coming out. God bless. Good night. But no, but that's not all. That's not all. One thing I'll also say, one thing that, see, Elite, great minds think alike. But yeah, I will say, just, you know, to kind of follow you up on the, you know, the Dan to Dan of it all. Yeah, first impressions, like, and here's the thing. This comic is nothing but first impressions. Yeah. It is nothing but good first impressions. Let me put it like that. And I say this because one thing that I really appreciated that this comic did was, like I said, we talked about how much it's changed, but it's also changed a lot just in terms of how Batman deals with certain things, the people who are a part of his orbit. Like case in point, Alfred Pennyworth is not his ally at first. Like, he's not like the guy who helped raise Batman. This dude's all like, look at that beard. Alfred has been out here doing dirt. This man's been out here like just doing Pennyworth shenanigans. This man's literally been like taking, like, he said, hey, y'all, like, this is what Scott Snyder did. Scott Snyder said, hey man, y'all really like that Pennyworth show? Here, we're going to dial that shit up to 11. Here you go. His Majesty's Secret Service is out here. But no, what I love about this is the fact, yeah, Alfred is his own person. He's doing his own thing. He's not tied to Batman on any level prior to their first encounter. I would also like to point out Killer Croc just out here holding crocodiles in his hands, and watching Batman train at his gym
and getting mad because you ain't. That's like third or fourth goddamn heavy bag you can destroy, big dog, and
Man,
you
right?
ain't rich. So I'm gonna need that money up off you right now. I'm gonna need that Venmo. I'm gonna need that cash out. So
Right?
I need, I like that interaction between him and Croc, and finding out that, you know, the typical rogues gallery for a Batman. These are all people he grew up with. They all homies.
Yeah.
Like, Killer Croc is asking, like, are you coming to play spades with everybody? Like,
Right? Like,
this was a really cool interaction.
Oh no, 100%. Also, I want to say to you, because we've kind of alluded to this earlier. We kind of alluded to this earlier, but Batman in this universe, once again, is a non-lethal character. You know, non-lethal in all that entails. Yeah. And his fighting technique is, well, I mean, honestly, he's not doing anything that we've never
it's
seen
called
before.
Pain, Ernie. That's what they're fighting technique is.
Exactly.
Pain.
Well, look, what was it? He's like the Big Lebowski. He's like John Goodman in the Big Lebowski. He's like, you are about to enter a world of pain. Do you hear me? You like first off, I want to put something out here. First and foremost, if you are big and bad enough to jump your big ass up, like, first off, to be fair, the cape is doing most of the heavy lifting for him.
But you still gotta have some strength to balance on the motherfuckers like that.
Yes.
With the extendo clip your legs like that.
Also, first off, I don't know if I've ever seen what crack before as an onomatopoeia. That is just wild.
Because I'm feeling like it's a combination of your jaw and chin getting shattered with you losing those teeth at the same time. Those men are gumless right now. Then y'all had the skull masks on too, so probably some of that is in your person. Like, dog.
Oh yeah, no, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. But also, I just want to point out too, like, yeah, we talked about the non-lethal, even at a point where he takes Alfred's shoddy. Which, by the way, I actually, you know, shout out to Comic Drake for this little bit of information. I didn't know this beforehand. But this gun is referred to as the DC-34. Comic Drake put me on game. He revealed that that's actually not by accident. And this is why I always say, as a person who's kind of fancied himself a little bit of a writer as of late, nothing is ever by accident. Rarely is any dialogue inserted into something just because. But DC-34. 34 was the year that, if I'm remembering what Drake said very clearly, that is actually the year that I think, what was it, the National, like, I think back when DC was like National Comics.
Okay.
Or was it National Comics? Yeah, I think it was National Comics. That was that was the launching point. But to get back to it, I want to get back to it right here. This moment right here. Even with this, he said, "Look, I'm not lethal, baby. I'm non-lethal, baby. I ain't gonna kill you.
You got to go back, though. You got to go back. You got to go back a panel. Sorry, audiophiles. You can't see what's happening. This is why you need to watch it live. I've said it several times. But just the fact that Alfred is sitting here basically telling him, you not finna use that shotgun you got pointed at me. That's my shotgun. Bruce don't say a word, but let you know, I don't know what you thought this was. And then let that shell out.
Look, also love how, like, no words. All you hear from him is,
Yeah,
that's all you
Alfred
hear.
saying, give me the gun, kid. You're no killer. Only for Bruce to pull that trigger. You right.
He's like, you right. And then, look, and when Pennyworth started picking himself up off the floor.
Now, everybody with some sense who read this book, I know you don't have to tell me. We all know. He should still be dead.
Right?
Alfred should be in the upper room. I don't care if those were not pellets and that was not a rock salt. It was miniature batarangs, which just confirmed to me he really should have been gone. But I know, but it was such a cool, badass moment. Just suspension of disbelief. This is comic books. I know that all dogs go to heaven, and Alfred was supposed to be sitting right there next to him. But it's suspension of disbelief.
Hey, look, man, he caught that bat shot. That's all it was. It was just a bat shot that got him real good, man. He gonna be all right. But no, I gotta admit though, all of this, and that's the thing we actually haven't really gone into. So yeah, I actually want to touch on this just for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
So this version of Batman,
yeah,
like as we kind of alluded to earlier, that this is a Batman who has a very different origin from what we would traditionally think of as Batman.
Mm-hmm.
This guy has gone through a little bit of a different scenario. And I'm actually shocked DC had the balls to actually let this go to print in today's climate. The climate that we live in currently, with gun violence, and things of that magnitude. Like, honestly, I say kudos. But so what I'm talking about here is the fact that this is a Batman who didn't lose his parents in Crime Alley, as I already kind of gave away earlier. This version of Batman, his mother is still very much alive. She's still very much alive. And they have a very good relationship. Like, this is a Batman. Them pearls, for once, them pearls ain't hit the floor of Crime Alley. Y'all, we got our wish. The thing I've been literally saying all the time is like, man, look, I do not need to see Martha Wayne's pearls break and hit the pavement not another time again. And you know what Scott Snyder said? Scott Snyder, being the absolute Chad that he is, says, bet. We ain't gonna let them pearls hit the pavement this time. No, what he says is we're gonna do something a little bit different. We're actually gonna have a little bit of modern day commentary, in so much that it's actually only Thomas Wayne who catches it. And Thomas Wayne, not a doctor. He's just regular ass fucking school teacher. Like I said, his parents are not rich in this universe. He is not inheriting a shit ton of money. This is a situation where there's an active shooter at the zoo where his dad is taking him and the rest of his kids, that are his students, on a class field trip. And Thomas is the one who pushes all the kids into a room, which oddly enough, pay close attention, it's the bat enclosure. So that kind of, once again, is supposed to lend that credence as to how much bat iconography has the effect it has had. the effect that it has had on him as a person. And it's no longer I was running through the woods and fell down into a hole and some bats attacked me. No. Everything still has all that meaning that you want. And his dad literally laid down his life to protect his son and his students from an active shooter. Something that is, it maybe doesn't seem far-fetched for something Batman related, but no, it's something that's like a very real thing. Like, it's something that we have quite literally, in a lot of cases, experienced a lot over the past few years. To the point that schools have to do active shooter drills on a regular basis, even down to the elementary school level. So, what did you think about this part, Carl? Because I don't think I ever talked to you about this. What did you think about the switch up on the origin? What did you think about that?
So you could tell there is commentary there, and it would not surprise me because, of course, they're going to have these stories written well in advance before it's to print.
Right.
And I guarantee you this was supposed to be a different type of shooting, which goes back to your political commentary of everything. But honestly, this was a nice twist on what launched him to be what he is right now. But I got to be honest with you, when I was reading that, I wasn't really thinking about Bruce. To be completely honest, I was thinking going back to the scene with Bruce and Killer Croc at Croc's gym, and how Bruce grew up with all of the rogues gallery that he normally has because they're all kids. And in my mind, okay, they all went to school together. So I think all of them were there that day when the shooting happened. So I more so was really interested in, because I enjoyed the scene. I like that was, like I said, that was a different take on it. But I really want to see where everyone else is mentally and how they handled this shooting, because we've seen how Bruce handled it. So when I was reading this and you see all those kids, because it's zoomed in on Bruce because that's his dad protecting everybody. But me, I was more so worrying about every other kid that was pushed in that room, whether it was Selena, whether it was Eddie, whether it was Oswald. I wanted to, now I'm really interested in seeing how everybody else coped and handled it as opposed to Bruce. So that's what that scene really made me wonder, and it put a lot of interest in me of just seeing how everybody else handled it and coped.
No, I think you're right. I think, and the thing is, I think we're going to get an answer to that because we are introduced to a couple of different characters in the first issue. Also, I want to point something out too. This is the kind of the low hanging fruit before I get to that, but because we talked about how every part of the. I do want to show this just real quick. One of the things that I remember hearing the first time that we were told about, the bat costume, the new bat suit, one of the things that came up was that, oh yeah, every part of the costume is a weapon. And the reason, but the main thing people were clowning about it was the bat symbol. And that was actually the first bit of information that was given to us after the comic was even announced. It was like, oh, the bat symbol actually has a purpose in this. It is a weapon. And we were told that it was basically a battle axe. So it wasn't any surprise when Bruce took the thing off of his chest and put it on a handle and was about ready to swing it.
Can you keep it right here real quick? Because this was another one of my favorite moments. Where we have one of the people in the Black Mask gang with a meat cleaver at Bruce. And this was one of those moments to where he pulls out the staff. I'm doing this for the audio files. He pulls out the staff. He shoves it right on the bat symbol. And he just and the axe just comes out. And this is the ultimate, I bet, moment in that comic for me. Oh, you got a meat cleaver? All right. Bet.
All right, let's go. He's like,
that
hey,
was so cool.
Well, you know what? What's funny to me? What was funny to me is that, like, and I think that's what I actually appreciate about this version of Batman, because I've always thought that Batman's no-kill policy was kind of silly, especially considering how much he physically maims people a lot of the times when he's fighting them. And it seems like the level of force that he outputs is never proportional to the people that he's fighting. Not all the time. But this is a Batman who doesn't like I say, he doesn't have those same level of scruples. Yes, non-lethal, but he will match energy. Like if you, like this point here, oh, you got a meat cleaver? Okay, cool. I got this. That hand's coming off, pimp. I'm not gonna kill you, but you ain't never using that meat cleaver again, pimp. I'm sorry. That ain't. And also, what I love,
Did he tell him like how long it would take? Like he needed to get to the hospital right after he lobbed that hand off.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yeah, because and also I love I love the writing here because it's so realistic. Like a motherfucker will literally pull a knife on you, a meat cleaver on you, but the second you retaliate, they're gonna be like, but this wasn't how it was supposed to go. You're not supposed to. You're the hero. You're supposed to. And he says, I hear they can reattach them sometimes. There's a hospital 3 blocks south of here, or it is east. I can't seem to remember all of a sudden, but I'd run. Like, and I loved that. He told me, he said, the rest of you, I'm going to give you one chance to get the, and like you see, it cuts off, and basically it's because immediately after the very next shot.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know where this was going to go. Like, you see that bottom panel, you see, I thought that, like, before he could finish the sentence, everybody was just going to strike out.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I thought we were about to see. But no, we see something different. We see this shot right here where the motherfucker's like, you just see him finish the sentence. He says, get the fuck out of my way. And you see them spikes come out of his back and them shoulder pads. And it was a wrap.
So I'm waiting for the issue because we've seen it in several forms of Batman media. When somebody tries to go up behind him and bear hug him.
Oh, yeah, no.
Boy, you in for a bad day.
Bruh. Dude, the first motherfucker that bear hugs him, it is a wrap. I tell you.
Another thing, just to bring it back to the axe real quick and we can move on. Another thing that really put in perspective for me, him taking the axe off of his chest was, it goes back to why he is as big as he is and why he is as strong as he is. Because if you doing all of that movement, all that schmovement with the extending your legs and all that shit there, and to have something that is probably really fucking heavy just on your chest like that, that is, dog, this Batman's a menace. This Batman's a menace.
I mean, I love it. I think it's great. I don't give a fuck. But I said earlier, like you were talking about the effect that it could have on people. Well, we do know, we obviously we've been talking about the Black Mass gang. Well, if it's a Black Mass gang, there has to be a Black Mass proper, and there sure the fuck is.
No, it isn't. That's Daft Punk right there. That is a family of Daft Punk
One more time. One more time.
and see, there's a question we have toward the end of the show because you all know we do our question. There's a question to where I was going to wait to say this, but then I see people in the chat because you brought up just stuff being edgelord and edgelord with a purpose, and then I see someone in the chat going, "This is just extreme to be extreme." Here's my thing. So,
yeah.
So,
I mean,
like who the fuck? This is fun, dude. Literally, like it's fun. It doesn't have to be. And you know what? This is why I'm pleasantly surprised by Scott Snyder. Because when I saw that this book was announced and I saw that Scott Snyder was doing it, we have been reading Scott Snyder books for several fucking years. I'd already had in my head the type of story we were going to get. And he has completely flipped that on his fucking head. Because I was not expecting a Bat story like this, a Bruce like this, a Batman like this. You cannot like it, but the complaints are just so like this just goes back to it's comic books, dog. It's just comic books.
Oh yeah,
like,
and
stop trying to put this like serious thing because I saw people having fucking arguments in the chat about goddamn shotguns and shit like that. It's just like, bro, it's comics. It's just comics.
I mean, look, if I can compartmentalize in my head that Red Hood shoots people with non-lethal rounds, I mean, I can rock with this. I'll also say too, I do agree with Jasmine. She says, it's comics. They get off the wall sometimes.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, actually. And it's true. It's true. This isn't anything new. We've seen, dude, look. For how long have we been saying that, Batman's non-lethal, but when he beats the fool out of folks, when we see him, like, especially the Arkham games, we see him beating full of folks. The folks shouldn't even be alive after them. We're sitting here trying to say, oh, yeah, no, he didn't kill anybody. No, he snapped that motherfucker's neck. That dude is done. That dude is done. He put that motherfucker in the Dragon Sleeper, cranked it, and then reverse DDT'd him into the pavement. That man is gone. He is gone to his reward.
It almost feels like if you have these complaints about these kind of stories, then you have to almost have those same complaints for every other comic book story that could go off the rails or go fun or random. And shit like that. You have to keep that same energy for everything. If you don't, then we have a problem. That's all I'm saying. So
yeah, like you can't, because here's the thing. I look, and I'll just leave it at this, because I want to talk about I want to get back to what you were talking about earlier.
Okay.
About the effects of the shooting, but I'll just say this: yes, you know what? It's not going to be everybody's cup of tea. I can accept that, but like, you also kind of have to like look at this as. And once again, I'm the pot calling the kettle black, because I initially went into this third generation not giving a fuck about this book. And that also might be why my opinion is colored the way that it is. That I went into this expecting same old, more of the same, and it gave me something different. But I would also say that this is the absolute universe.
Mm-hmm.
This is a universe where, as we had alluded earlier, that Darkseid had revealed this is a world, and I want to pull this up. I want to pull this up just because I'm a guy who likes to show his work. It says, a world, if that world's driven by life, by hope, then this one would be driven by challenge and by turmoil. So this is a Batman that fits perfectly into an alternate world that is described as such. So extreme is a word I think that is actually incredibly appropriate to use in the situation. Maybe even too extreme is appropriate. But that, to me, doesn't make it a bad thing. To me, that does not make it a bad thing. To get back to what you were talking about, though, when you were talking about the effects that these things could have had on these other people, that's something I was also considering as well.
Yeah.
You look at this character, Black Mask, or Black Disco, or whatever you want to call him. Yeah, he's up all night to get lucky. But he got Pharrell back there in the background. That's just Pharrell back there. But no, known vampire Pharrell is back there. But no, this is a guy who's not the same joke of a character that the Black Mask of Earth Prime is. Like, Black Mask is one of those characters, Roman Sionis, you know this dude ain't gonna beat Batman. You just know it. He's one of those villains that even other villains don't take very seriously. Yeah. And he's also a villain that a lot of other people, like across multiple different mediums, have never taken seriously. Hell, he's not even the I wouldn't even rank him in the top 20 of Batman villains, and this would be a list that would probably include the Condiment King. This guy's just a joke. But here's the thing.
You gotta put some respect on him, dog. Ewan McGregor played him. There's something there. There's something there.
Look, Ewan McGregor, fresh off the set of Fargo, came in and said, "Look, man, I'm trying. I'm trying." But no, Roman Sionis, or rather, at least this version of the character, he's actually closer to the Joker in a lot of respects than he is the Black Mask. Like, it's almost like in a world that lacks a traditional Joker, it's like and I would even go as far as to say, like, he's probably even closer to a Heath Ledger Joker than he is anything else, but just without having the scars, without having the typical Joker iconography, but but taking the Black Mask iconography and just elevating it up a few levels. This is a guy who is serious as a heart attack. He can crack a couple of jokes here and there, but he isn't afraid of gangsters. He is more than willing to take out his fair share of other, like, because this is also, we got to remember, a world where your traditional supervillains don't exist yet. It's kind of like a Batman Begins scenario. It's really just the mob that is out there until Black Mask shows up. And I love the fact that Black Mask is the way that he is. Like, I was like, man, if this version of Black Mask existed in the Earth Prime universe, Batman would take him a whole hell of a lot more seriously.
Yeah.
Especially
because it's a whole family of goddamn.
Yeah.
That is
it's not just him. No, you're right.
It's a family affair. That's what it is.
Yeah. Well, when he took out, because he takes out two of the top crime bosses. He takes out two of the top crime bosses in the whole thing. And here, I'm going to pull this up. But you see right here, you see Maroney and Falcone both catching it at the bottom. He did not care. And he apparently collects faces. He collects faces. I wonder if he wears them at any one point in time.
Oh, God.
But,
so Scott had just been fresh off watching Game of Thrones, and so we collecting faces, huh?
He's like, I'm a faceless man.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. But I wonder. Like, you have to wonder. This guy is serious.
Hey, hold up, deck it out. You're not finna reference one of the GOAT movies. No. He said, don't you do that either. You ugly as hell for doing that. I am so happy you audiophiles did not get to see. Stop doing that. Don't ruin my movie. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Box office masterpiece, John Woo's Face Off. Love. John Woo's Face /off.
You know there's a so this is something I found. You know there's a sequel coming.
Oh God, why? Why?
Which is not to say I'm gonna fucking watch it, but I just know there's a sequel.
Well, oh my God. Anyway,
we don't need that. Leave that and Demolition Man.
No.
They can be left alone.
Leave them alone.
I don't. They are good where they at.
I do not ever, and when I say ever, I mean ever. I do not ever need to see a sequel to Demolition Man. I'm sorry.
Face Off. Never mind. Cage and Travolta ain't even the same height or build. Watch your fucking mouth, Elite. I will unmod you yesterday. Watch your mouth.
He's like, there will be no slander.
Okay. She should have known full well that was not her husband, but we ain't gonna talk about that. Watch your mouth.
Look.
Now, let's get back to the bat real quick. I refuse to let y'all go there with this shit here.
Well, the last thing I want to touch on, then we'll move on to Absolute Wonder Woman. Is Absolute Batman also introduces a new version of the Joker. A version of the Joker who is not the clown prince of crime is what we might traditionally associate. This is a guy who literally is called the Joker as a misnomer.
Mm-hmm.
Because he does not laugh. And to our understanding, does not crack jokes. But what's funny about this is, in a world where Batman does not live life as a playboy billionaire philanthropist by day, and but does operate as a masked vigilante by night, the Joker seems to have adopted Bruce Wayne's normal day-to-day shit. This is a version of the character who is a billionaire. He got money. He got them stacks. That man stole Bruce Wayne's money in Joker War, and they said, yeah, you just go ahead and keep that shit in Absolute. You just keep that shit.
So here's my thing, and I'm gonna let you continue. If there was any complaint I had about this book, it was the Joker. Because
really?
Scott Snyder, with everything that you were setting up, with the axe wielding Bruce, with the ain't no telling how many bodies I got to my name, Alfred Pennyworth, a zoo shooting killer croc, Bruce Lesnar. you did not have to do the Joker issue 1. I could have been cool without it. I'm interested in seeing where this Black Mask stuff is going, that whole family dynamic. I'm really interested in seeing how everybody else felt and where their mental state is when it came to the zoo shooting. I did not need the Joker. With that being said, Freddie Lane asked in the chat, I'm the Joker because ain't shit funny, bruh.
Yeah.
That just made me interested.
Well, no, that's what I liked about it. That's what I liked about it. Like, so, okay. It was the fact that, here, I'll pull this up just because that's the thing. The way he's introduced is that they basically tell you, yeah, we call him the Joker because man doesn't laugh. He doesn't find shit funny. This dude is serious. This is a Joker, as far as we know, stands 10 toes down on business. He ain't got time for no fucking funny games. He ain't got no time to be poisoning Gotham's water supply so that the fish come up with smiley faces. This motherfucker is for real.
Yeah.
Like,
even like you knew that even without him saying anything, because number one, that look, because I've gotten that look several times to let me know I was getting an ass whooping when I got home, so I know that look.
Oh yeah.
Plus, when the people in the plane are having that discussion about the Joker and calling him that and trying to make jokes, the guys on the plane was like, "Hey, don't do that."
Right.
So the pilots were talking amongst themselves, saying, "Hey, don't make any jokes. Don't do that."
Don't do that.
Which lets you know off rip, okay, whatever is up with this Joker, he is not playing. So that's
real,
cool,
for real.
But still, I didn't need the Joker to goddamn early. But yeah,
I would have liked it. I think it would have. This issue, honestly, I think could have stood on its own.
Yeah.
If maybe, like, okay. And I think I know why they did it. I can't say this with 100% certainty, but to my understanding, the initial launch of Absolute Bat titles is 5 issues. All of them are like part 1 of 5 or on some level or another. Now, it's not to say there won't be more after that, like, because these things are selling like fucking hotcakes. Superman, Absolute Superman's already on its second printing. Like, it sold out its first printing before it even released, and it's set. The book wasn't even out 24 hours and got a second printing. And the same has been said for both Absolute Wonder Woman and Absolute Batman. So yeah, these books are selling like hotcakes. So I'm going to tell you right now, and I've said this before, when books sell, I don't care what the fuck the plan was.
Yeah.
I don't care if your plan was only for 5 issues, 10 issues. DC and Marvel, to a lesser extent, they pay attention to that shit. That's why, like, I always use this as an example. The Poison Ivy series that G. Willow Wilson is doing. That series was only supposed to go, I think, 10 or 12 issues, and it is still going today because of how popular it was. Like, I think it's all, I think issue 28, 27, 28, 29 or whatever just came out this past week. So yeah, if the shit is selling, dude, they're gonna give you more of it. So but I think because of maybe what the initial plan was, that maybe, okay, we're just gonna do 5 issues first, then see where it goes after that.
Yeah,
I think because this is, I think, all supposed to culminate with the Absolute Universe crossing over with the Earth Prime Universe. So it's reasonable to say that, yeah, maybe that was the only plan, and this won't be something that hangs around long term. But I think it will, because of just how good it has been up to just in this initial launch. And if the Flash, Martian Manhunter, and Green Lantern book, if those books do well and they start announcing more titles, we also know there's a well, technically this isn't tied to Absolute, but like all the other DC All In stuff like Black Lightning and Batgirl and the new JSA book, if all those things do well, yeah, you're gonna start seeing, even though, like, once again, they're not connected to the Absolute Universe, but even if all of these things do well, you're gonna see more of it. That said, I think that's probably why we did see Jokers, because they were like, hey, look, we got to show him at some point. And it would suck to bring him in at like issue 2 where, okay, all right, he's there, and we just see him at the very end of that issue. And then you got 3 issues, like you got 3 issues to like maybe tell some kind of a story with him and still maybe pay off Black Mask. And I think that would have been a messy endeavor. I don't envy anyone's involvement
I
in
don't
this.
know, because Jason Lindros was bringing it up in chat. I thought they said they were committed to a full year for Absolute, but hope to continue beyond that. I don't know
Yeah.
if that's true. I know
It's-
from the Reddit that Scott Snyder did that
Yeah.
the creative teams on these books want to do them as long as possible.
Yes.
That's all I've heard, or that's all I've read. Excuse me.
That is all I've read. Well, that is all I've read too. Yes. You'll get and let's be honest. If the books didn't sell well, you would not get that full year commitment. Let's just be real. You would not get the full. They want to go that far. It's not to say that it will go that far. But based on early goings, yes, it probably will. It probably will. The idea, and honestly, I think a lot of people want to go that route. A lot of, it's why I always applaud Dynamite for, with Thundercats. They gave Thundercats, a chance to cook. They gave it a full year. They gave Space Ghost a full year, without really even, seeing any returns on anything, immediately. Maybe pre-orders and stuff like that probably help make the decision for them. But, you just kind of have to go from there.
All right. Okay.
But I would love to see more. I'd love to see more. And speaking of more, let's talk about Absolute Wonder Woman. This is the book.
This is one I was excited for.
Yeah, honestly, Absolute Wonder Woman. By the way, man, I'm not gonna lie, dude. I'm gonna pull this up. But I also gotta share something, man. The Wonder Woman variant cover game was a fucking one. Look at these variant covers. It's like, look, you will acknowledge me, motherfucker. I'm the goddamn tribal chief. look, she ain't got that goddamn the flowers around her neck or nothing, but she look, y'all gonna put the motherfuckers around my neck, goddamn it. Look, and then they hit us with, I was like, bruh, y'all out of pocket. Y'all are out of pocket putting these wild ass variant covers on here, making motherfuckers have to make some choices.
I need you all real quick, Ernie. I need you all to be respectful in this chat. People can agree to disagree. People can have arguments, but just let's keep it classy.
Please, please, no insults.
Because I already saw that somebody got timed out. I don't know why they got timed out, but I'm just saying, if they don't like Absolute Batman, if they don't like Absolute Wonder Woman, if they don't like Absolute Superman, you ain't got to. But also, at least just keep it respectful, and let's just leave it there. Now, go ahead.
I want to buttress your point, because here's my thing.
But
and this is something I think we need to get away from. Because I've seen this a lot lately, sad to say, when we talk about certain things, whether it's here or on Nerds of Culture. There will be people, they will see us talking about a thing. And I get it. You want to come and have a discussion, and that's fine. I think discussions are healthy. I think even discussions in disagreement are healthy. But what I don't think is healthy is when you come, okay, we'll use this as an example. You are a person who does not like Absolute Batman, Absolute Wonder Woman, Absolute Superman, Absolute anything. You see a live stream where this is what is obviously going to be the main topic of conversation. You come to said live stream, in which, by the way, I appreciate you coming here. And you're welcome to stay. But instead of engaging respectfully with people about the fact that you are not enjoying the you're not enjoying the Absolute Universe stuff, which, by the way, to come into the chat and just say, hey, I'm not really feeling this stuff, that's cool. I don't have any beef with you saying that. But when you start trying to change people's minds about why they like something, if you're actively trying to put down something in such a way where you're trying to get people to agree with you where maybe they already don't, that's the thing I don't like. And I don't just mean that for the live stream. I actually mean that just in general, because I can't tell you how many times where I'll be online talking about something I enjoy, and then someone will come along and be like, oh, you're stupid for liking this, or oh, well, that thing's stupid, you shouldn't like that, and then try and give me a laundry list of reasons why I should why I should join them in the club of I don't like to have fun. I join them in the no fun league. That's where I have a problem with it, because like at that point now you're trying to indoctrinate, and I don't like that. I think let people like the shit they like. It's kind of like case in point when we all roads for whatever reason are leaning back to Dan to Dan. I never said you shouldn't like Dan to Dan. I just said I don't fucking like it, and I have no interest in it. I have had so many people try and tell me all the reasons why I should like it, and I give my retort. And like I said, it goes both ways. It goes both ways. But but here's the thing. You will never see me clicking around on YouTube or on TikTok or on Threads or whatever else and see someone talking about a thing that I don't like and then throw myself into the conversation. So to try and tell everybody that's there to enjoy the thing why they're wrong and why they're stupid. You'll never see me do that. I don't do that.
I know you brought up Dan. I didn't think that's where you were going with that.
Yeah.
I thought, because I had several people, like, I got Twitter messages, and I don't get Twitter messages because I don't check my Twitter like that.
Yeah,
But
I don't either.
I'd made a post about the newest issue of NYX that came out, and was like, if you think all them X-Men writers ain't sick of y'all bringing up Krakoa, and then it's just Prodigy when he ramming old boy. I feel like you were talking about everybody who comes at you constantly about Krakoa. It's hilarious.
Well,
but
I
don't even want you to go down that hole again. So
they'll be mad at me. I'll get some terse message online or somebody. It's always a thing. I'm like, I don't care. I don't even read them anymore.
Let's bring it back to Diana.
Yes.
Let's bring it back.
Yeah. Let's.
One thing I do want to say, since we're going back on Absolute Wonder Woman. Now this is just me.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because you brought up a point about variants, and that is a fire variant you just had on the screen before you went to this one.
Oh yeah.
In some land, DC just had bread, Marvel just had bread, Image just had bread. I wish there was a way to special order certain books with one of the variant covers as the cover for your book.
Oh, okay, got it. Yeah.
Because you and I both know, because your Claremont and Uncanny X-Men variant, they'll do like variant covers for like an Omni where you got the direct market version, and then you got the one that everybody else is gonna get and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I really wish that, because I would love for covers like that.
Yeah.
To be right where as soon as I look at the book, it's right there. I don't want to have to go to the back. You know what I'm saying? I wish you could. I don't know how much some shit like that would cost, but just like special order, kind of like for all my sneakerheads in there, Nike ID or Nike by You, how it's called right now. I could go buy a pair of Dunks, or I could just make my own pair of fucking Dunks, and that's just me. So I wish that was a fucking thing, because a lot of those, like you said, a lot of those Absolute Wonder Womans, Absolute Batman, Absolute Superman, a lot of these variants were fire, and I like
And I do want to point out too, because I saw somebody else say it earlier. Someone said that they first saw one. I think Ali was the one that said it. So that cover almost looked like AI, but I realized AI is copying that style of art. No, and that's true. The thing is, it's funny. Like, I always like to bring up people like Art Germ, because a lot of people think that Art Germ is an AI artist, and he's not. He actually draws the shit. Like, he actually draws the covers, and this is where I think a lot of people get it twisted, and I think why people are getting tricked into thinking that stuff that isn't AI art is AI art. It's because of the way they color it. Like, you could, I don't care if it's digital or analog, you could draw shit just like this on a piece of paper and then take it to print, but it's how you color it that's going to dictate how people view it. Like, because if you actually see the raw pencils, the raw inks of Art Germ, you'll see that his picture looks exactly the same as the finished product, just minus color. And the color process is what makes it look almost like AI. But yeah, you are right, Elite. That is the style that a lot of AI art tries to emulate, and why I hate it so much, because it's made people start looking at actual good artist and seeing and getting tricking people into thinking these people are cheating when they're really not. So yeah, that's actually one of the other main reasons why I can't stand AI art. I can't fucking stand it.
Mario Faith Warrior saying Wonder Woman with tattoos, that is tough. She's a member of the bloodline. We've been telling y'all, goddamn.
Yeah. Look,
that
is
fresh.
Look, that is your tribal chief. Look, hey, that was it Diana Sokoa? Diana Reigns?
Diana Sokoa sounds fine.
Look, that need to be her name. That need to be her name every time. God damn it.
She's wearing the skirt. Because, Bert, what if she had, like, on the back of the skirt, that shit says street champ, grease nigga, Themyscira champ, on some real solo Sokoa.
Ooh, I would love it. I'd eat that shit up.
Yeah. But okay. Absolute Wonder Woman.
Yes. Okay, so this is not your mama's Wonder Woman. Let's go ahead and just put it like that. This ain't your mammy's Wonder Woman. This is a Wonder Woman who is about that life. Mm-hmm. Now they did some really big changes. Some big changes here. So what they're doing here is that, first off, she come right out the gate. Got the big ass berserk sword. Got the armor on.
And it's funny that Bishop was in here. I sent him a clip recently of the Venture Brothers, and he has fucked up the Venture Brothers for me because he said something that I never thought about. But I showed him a clip of Henry Killinger and his magic murder bag. Mm-hmm. I love that Diana pulled the Buster Sword out of a little ass handbag. Like she got her own magic murder bag and pulled the Buster Sword out. That is wild to me. So out the gate, I was already ready. Out the gate, I was already ready for this book.
Oh, well, also look at the shit she does here, and I got to zoom this in. I'm sorry, I got to zoom this in.
Art was fire.
This was a Hayden Sherman, I think was the artist on this one. Mm-hmm. Fantastic work. But I gotta zoom this shit in because I need y'all to see this shit. This woman saw the blood on the ground, put her hand in it, and rubbed the blood off the ground on her face.
It reminded me of Russell Crowe in Gladiator. Every time he put that sand in his hand before somebody had got slaughtered.
Oh yeah,
that's how you knew it was time. That's just code for Diana. Letting you know it's time to go to work.
Look, let me tell you something. Y'all can say what you want about Batman, but I'm gonna tell you right now,
that boy's one mean motherfucker.
Look, she is one mean motherfucker. That's all I'm saying. She is one mean motherfucker. And when you see her, like when she came out the gate, got the hands up with the gauntlets on and got the blood. She took somebody's blood and used it to make a perfect smoky eye. This is a woman you don't want to play with. You don't want to play with this woman. You don't want to play. You don't want to play with that. Look, because I'm gonna tell you right now, she literally came out the gate, and hit everybody with the sword. She's like, look, she stands before giant demon people.
That is a dope shot.
Dude, honestly, I'm almost shocked that this wasn't one of the variant cup, like a shot like this, like almost like some Attack on Titan. Dude, okay, I'm giving y'all that for free. Y'all can have it.
My only complaint is the Buster Sword, because there's no point on that Buster Sword. That's just a long ass piece of piece of gum right there with a stick on the end.
Well, no. I'm gonna tell you what it is. I'm gonna tell you what it is. You can't see the edge on it. Cause it's in the dirt. She got that bubble like she having to drag that bubble. She having to drag
That's Trendemir from League of Legends. Okay.
Look, she said, no, it's time to go, y'all. She said it's time to go. We out here, we about to do the damn thing.
That's
dude. You know what this is? You know what it is? I feel like Kelly Thompson. First off, I just got to put respect on Kelly Thompson's name because I'm going to tell you right now. Y'all gonna learn. Y'all gonna learn. Kelly Thompson. Let me tell y'all something. Let me. I'm gonna put y'all on game. Y'all gonna put some respect. Y'all gonna put some respect on Kelly Thompson's name, okay? Y'all gonna put some respect on her name. I knew, like this is why. This is one of the main reasons why when this was announced and they said yes, we're gonna have Kelly Thompson on Wonder Woman. I was like, okay, bet. Absolute Wonder Woman was the one book I was not worried about, like at all on any level. Even when I thought all the other books, I was like, I don't want any of this shit. I was like, that Wonder Woman. I said, I'll fuck with that Wonder Woman. Because I was like, this is gonna be some heat. But also, I just want to point out too, just for hey, just putting this out here. Birds of Prey lit.
Yeah.
And that is all because of the good work of Kelly Thompson and company. But I just want to say, yes, I knew what time it was because of this Captain Marvel run. She went 50 issues, and I'm not trying to throw shade, but she went 50 issues. She shot 50 issues. She hit 50 issues. She didn't miss on really not nan one of them, especially the ending. We all know we've been getting some weird ass number 50s lately. Just putting that out there. We've been getting some lackluster 50s out there. Don't nobody go 50 issues on accident. I want to make sure I'm clear when I say this. No comic hits 50 issues by accident. If a motherfucker hit 50 issues, it's because somebody's buying it. Cause we all know, look, Carter knows what I'm talking about. Look, in a world where 5 to 10 issues is an ongoing title, you don't hit 50 by accident, pimp. But no, to get us back into it though, yes, Wonder Woman. This is a Wonder Woman who did not grow up on Themyscira. Very similar to how the origin of Batman has changed. Wonder Woman's origin is in fact changed. Wonder Woman did not grow up on Themyscira. She grew up in hell, raised by what is effectively, not in this universe, but in the Earth Prime universe, one of her arch nemeses. Cersei is in hell for reasons we're never told. But you could probably assume some things. Yeah. And the gods, well, one specific god, but the gods bring Diana from Themyscira to hell and have remanded Diana into Cersei's care. Now, the reasons behind this are not also told either, but we know that the gods, for one reason or another, fear the Amazons, as they should. And that apparently the Amazons, like, while there is not a specific crime that is stated, there's not a specific crime that is revealed that they have committed that led to this. It's made incredibly clear the Amazons did something. There was something that they did that pissed the gods off, and the gods have basically enslaved the Amazons down to the last woman, and it is presumed that the Amazons have basically been run out of existence. But Diana is basically there to be kept in her place. The last vestige of the Amazons, for whatever reason, they did not want to kill her. I'm kind of starting to be of the belief they couldn't kill her, is probably my guess.
That might be something. That's what I was thinking about too. And maybe that's what they were pissed at the Amazons about, to the point where Apollo, because I laughed at it when I was first reading it, that he has just outlawed saying the word Amazon.
Yep.
Yeah, just completely banned the word Amazon from being spoken in chat. And then Cersei proceeds to try to say it, and we see it, but it's crossed out in the text box. So I thought that was cool. But yeah, They did something.
And
Well, yeah, you say the no, ain't no
you said
saying.
no. That means
Ain't
if
no
you say
saying.
it, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
Well, but no, it's funny because even when it's said, and here I'll pull this up so we can zoom it in.
Yeah.
There's a point where he says, "Try to say it," and when she tries, we see that it comes out muddled, like it's scratched out, it's almost kind of like on Agatha All Along when Teen tried to say his name, and it's almost like on that shit.
Just to keep it with Agatha, I was thinking about Aubrey Plaza when she was in Scott Pilgrim, and every time she cursed in the movie, it was just a bunch of screeching and shit.
It's like you can't say it.
That's what popped into my head. Yeah,
it's like you ain't allowed to say it. But what's kind of funny about all this too, and I saw somebody else bring some chat, and actually I'm inclined to agree. It's probably because they did in fact create a demigod. Because it becomes incredibly clear throughout the story that Diana is special. Like it's very obvious that that she's special because like it's even brought up that everything in the world, the gods, the demons, everything across the entire universe is trying to kill her at any one point in time. And there is a point. You see that snake down there, and it actually takes the opportunity to try to attack Diana, and she snatches that motherfucker up as a baby and said, "Man, get your ass away from me."
And the one thing that I wanted to make a point of, the one thing I like to make it a point of, because we're gonna start slowly seeing Diana throughout the years, but I just want to go on record saying that like at this point, I was not a fan of Cersei, just because if you go back here, this is your baby, and then he just dipped. She had planned on just not doing anything and letting 100%. That baby die.
Like look how she holding the baby.
Oh, if that was any other white woman on camera, she is getting hands put on her by every parent in the end of the
look at how she holding the baby.
Like, dog.
She's like, what's this?
Yeah.
She's like, she looked at that shit like, what the fuck is Themyscira?
Yeah. It wasn't until you saw this toy do something you didn't know the toy would do that now you want to keep the toy. That's so get your ugly ass up out of here, dog. Like so that
but I will say one thing I actually appreciated about her though is that they showed and I want to make it clear. I actually want to make something incredibly clear here.
Okay.
Because I feel like this is something that, like, especially for some of y'all in the chat, like, I know there's people that don't regularly read Wonder Woman comics or whatever. I'm gonna put y'all on game. Cersei is one of the deadliest motherfuckers that Diana can fuck with. She is like short of Grail.
Yeah.
Cersei can be a whole problem. This is OG New Earth Cersei right here. Like Cersei used to put them paws on Diana back in the day. And actually this is actually one of my favorite covers, Wonder Woman covers of all time right here. This is back when Christopher Priest was on the book. I'm gonna let me pull this up so we can get a little bit better shot at it. But yeah, Cersei don't play around. Cersei is about that life. She is a whole problem. She will end you in a heartbeat. Without even so much as batting a fucking eyelash. That's what she will do. Now that I've said all that, and we have seen a taste of what she is capable of as a person. And some of you might even remember there was the Justice League Dark story arc, not the New 52, but the DC Rebirth edition of that, where she was pretty large and in charge. She's had a lot of looks over the years, but the fact remains, no one no, and when I say no one, I mean absolutely no one should take a character like her lightly.
That actually makes me want to read that Justice League Dark now, because I know that has already come out in an omnibus.
Yes.
The rebirth has.
Yes, dude, I want to get the 50. I want both of those. I actually want that and the new 52.
I have seen. Oh, you gonna get mad then? I've
Oh,
seen that 52 joint in that shop several times.
How wait. How much?
50, 60? Because I remember tripping off how fucking big and heavy it was, because that new 52 one is fucking massive.
Yeah, the new 52, I think that is a smooth 50 some odd issues. I think that's a smooth 50 some odd issues. I'm almost positive.
I've seen it in that shop repeatedly. I think I saw it yesterday when I bought curse words.
Oh shit. Yeah, so next time you go in there, I might have to break you a little bread off. Don't let me fuck around and see that shit on in stock either. Yeah. Anyway, back to it. Cersei, we get to see something very special here. And it's the fact that over the years, we see Cersei grow to love Diana as a child. Like, even though, like, she went from not giving two shits about this child to wanting to raise the child. Like, here, I just want to pull this up just because I thought this was actually incredibly charming.
Yep. That's one thing I will say absolutely about this issue, is because normally, with some comics, you will see like a lot of the action stuff and then you'll see the flashback stuff leading up to everything. But a lot of times, if you're not already like interested or invested in a book, you kind of just want to skip past that stuff, because they do it in TV shows and shit as well, where you just constantly want, you want to go back to the action. And in this issue, I can absolutely say I was interested in both sides. I was interested in seeing how she grew up to become what she was, how she slapped the shit out of that lizard for trying to do something they had no business to her. And then she just wanted it as a pet. So I did appreciate that, like, Kelly Thompson, I will say, did a great job of showing you both sides and keeping you invested in both sides.
Also, there's a very powerful moment in this book, and like I said, but as far as like overall narrative, I feel like Absolute Batman had probably a little bit more meat to chew on, but I feel like Absolute Wonder Woman had more heart in it as a story. Because, like I said, you get to this point where we talked about Apollo said you can't say the word Amazon is banned. And we get to a later point in the book where we're watching, Diana, fight this giant demonic force, and how like, and this is another thing I really appreciate about this, and I actually want to highlight this here when she's fighting this monster, and like it's not like, oh, this is just another day at the office. Yeah, this isn't just another day at the office. Like, she struggles. Like, she is powerful. She is almighty, but she does, in fact, struggle. Like, not everything is like just a easy peasy lemon squeezy for her. She actually has to throw hands and fight it out with the best of them. And not only that, not only does she have all those powers and abilities that we are used to Wonder Woman having, she also has magic at her disposal because she was raised by Cersei. So this is a, and don't get me wrong, I know there's gonna be somebody in the chat that's be like, well, actually, in the DC Earth Prime continuity, Wonder Woman already is skilled in magic. But no, fuck that. Get that shit up out of here. What I'm talking about is this is a Wonder Woman who doesn't just know magic. This motherfucker might as well be a goddamn sorcerer supreme. Like, she is out here casting spells. She's like, I've been raised by the goat. I've been raised by the magic goat, Cersei. And not only that, she's a fucking Amazon and in all likelihood a demigod. And not only like okay, you know what it is? I'm gonna tell you what it is. Because I've been playing a lot of Dragon Age Veilguard. So you know how, like, you could be a rogue, you could be a warrior, you could be a mage. So here's the thing. I can tell you what Diana is in the Earth Prime universe. I can tell you what she is. I can tell you exactly what she is. So if we were going by if we were going by Dragon Age standards, basically what we would be looking at is she'd be like a spell blade. She'd be like a spell blade or like a reaper or some shit. She'd be like a motherfucker that's a warrior who can also cast a little bit of magic. No, this woman, this woman, she a mage. She a mage that got she done split class that motherfucker straight down the middle. She said, I'm a goddamn warrior and I'm a mage. I got the multi-class, perfect, just straight down the middle. Got all the bonuses. That's what we're talking about here. To the point where we see towards the end of this where she's talking about how she is she's got her lasso, which I don't know if this is the lasso of truth. This might be a different type of lasso.
No, that's the lasso of ass whoop. That shit was straight red. That's the lasso. That's the lasso of I'm gonna choke the shit at you. That's what that lasso is.
Oh, she said this.
You
This
tell me
a rap.
whatever truth you want to tell me. I'm gonna choke the shit at you. That's what that is.
She said this a lasso of sleep.
Dog, anything coming out of that bag is pain. Anything coming out of the Diana Prince magic murder bag is hurt. Hurt
man.
syndicate, hurt business, whatever the fuck you want to call them. I was not thinking about truth when that red fucking rope came out of her bag. with how she looking right here in this panel, I was not thinking about truth. I wasn't thinking about justice. I wasn't thinking about nothing with the ass whooping that monster is gonna feel when it didn't die the first time she thought she killed it.
It was. I was hollering
that
when I saw
would
that
actually
shit.
be ridiculous. Elite X1 saying in Omega effect lasso. This is supposed to be the dark side word. If that okay, I mean this with all the respect, but I have to say it this way so you all can understand. If that bitch is using an Omega beam as a lasso,
I'm a holler. Look,
dog.
Look, she throw that motherfucker one time, and the motherfucker
I have to say it like that. I need y'all to understand. If that bitch is using the Omega beam as rope, dog.
I would
if
fucking.
She is not leading this whatever incarnation of Justice League we might get. If we do get one, she got to be the leader of the team now, dog.
Oh no, fuck Batman, fuck Superman. Put
dog
her in front.
Dog. You know how cold that would be? If it's, you see, Elite X1 fucked it up. Elite X1 fucked it up. Because if it's anything else, I don't care anymore.
Yeah,
that's gonna hurt. I need somebody to tweet, thread, blue sky, what is it? Spilt, whatever the fuck them app is. Somebody need to go and tell Kelly Thompson that right now, dog.
Look, I got her email.
That
I'm gonna hit her
needs
up.
to be an Omega beam she just using because she got it like that. That is fire. That is cold.
Dude, let that shit be the case. I'ma fucking fall out this chair. I will.
That is the most gangster shit. That tops that goddamn Batman battle axe.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
That
100%.
absolutely tops it.
No, and I agree with Deck It Out. Yeah, that lasso, that shit tournament banned. You can't bring that. You can't bring that motherfucker to the fight. You got off limits. Off limits. No, matter of fact, Wonder Woman herself might be tournament banned. Period.
Yeah, somebody need to holler. Somebody need to clip this, and they need to send that shit to Kelly Thompson. I need that. You ain't got to say you did it because of us. You ain't got to worry about us suing. Nothing.
Look,
that's just fire.
Look, that's free and clear. That's free and clear.
Bruh.
But that's a 5-gear Wonder Woman turn beams to rope. Hey, I'm just saying. But I will say this though. Like I said, it's the heart though. It's the heart of this. Like there's the point where before she summons the power of the lasso.
Yeah,
and it's something that comes up earlier in the issue. There's a word she tries to say, but she can't say it. She keeps stumbling over it, and and we see that she's grown up. She's a grown ass woman now. Sitting with Cersei, who by the way hadn't aged a fucking day. And she's asking her about the word.
Mm-hmm.
And what's wild about it is how Cersei responds to it. Like you start seeing those motherly instincts come out of her because she witnesses, she witnesses Diana, reveal how afraid she is of the word itself. But she talks about what that word means and the power, the inherent power in it. And it's at this moment where Diana says the word, like she whispers it. And that's where the word starts to gain its power. And what all of it, I'm going to show the whole spread here. I want to show y'all the whole spread here. But like just everything that is going on here, in this page. Like when she says like why they made it so that like they couldn't say the word. And when she talks about it, and she goes on to say that because the Amazons had a job to do, they protected the world above from the oldest of monsters, which want only to feast on it. Without the Amazons, the world above never makes it this far. Without them, maybe this is the end. Or perhaps you will say your name again and become what you were always meant to be. And then in this moment, and this is what I thought was so fucking powerful here, is that she keeps telling her to say it over and over and over and over and over and over again. And I'm not gonna lie, man, this is no secret. I'm a very emotional person. I am very in touch with my emotions. But I actually teared up a little bit reading this shit. Because I was like, dude, this is the type of shit I like to see. I love to see shit like this. I fucking love to see shit like this. Seeing Diana, like, embracing who she was, becoming the person. The person she's supposed to be, like you just said, owning that shit and like, and not just whispering the word Amazon, but shouting it to the fucking rooftops. And then you see her say, like in here, just like, you see it here where you see the fire, the literal fire in her eyes as she says it, going away from the flashback, but getting to, back to the present. To the present day of it all. And seeing this, I was like,
okay.
That's it.
Two things. One, you will be happy to know both Justice League Darks are in stock for 45% off. So that's first thing.
All right, hold on.
Okay, that's first thing. Second thing. Because you just talked about how powerful that moment was, how strong that moment was, I still want to make y'all laugh. So, I'm going to tell y'all how my headcanon worked. The fact that Diana could say the word Amazon, I started laughing when I was reading the book. Because what if the reason she can say it is because she was a baby and babies don't understand our language yet because they haven't developed yet. Apollo, you stupid fucking idiot.
It's like, I ain't got to play by your rules.
Yeah, like she's a baby. She don't know what the fuck you just said. That's why she said. And I'm like, yeah, Apollo's a fucking moron. Like that made me laugh. Made me laugh.
He done fucking goofed is what he done did. He done fucked up and I am here for it. But you know what else I'm also here for? I am also here. I'm also here for the support you guys give to the channel. I'm also here for that. These are all things that I think are very important. So we're going to actually take this moment right now. I know we got a bunch of super chats and stuff. We're going to go back. We're going to take a look at all of them. We're going to go back and see everything that y'all have been talking about here in the super chat spectrum. We're going to run through them all right quick. Or as quick as humanly possible. And then we are going to render our verdict on Absolute Superman, is what we're going to do.
Yes.
Let's see here. What do we got? Let me pull that down just a taste. There we go. All right. We got a whole bunch of them. So I'm going to run through them all.
Yep.
Let's see. First and foremost, we got LP3 with the 5 says, just want to wish everyone a happy Veterans Day weekend and shout out JSA number 1. I'm excited to see what's next. That's what I'm talking about, man. JSA, man, it feels so weird to say JSA. Well, I don't want to necessarily make it sound like, oh, they're back. Like as if they ever left, but because we did actually have a pretty decent Justice Society of America book that was out shortly before this. But this is JSA, which some of you may I remember. Oh man, was it like the early aughts? Early aughts where the JSA book was large and in charge, and man, I miss those days. I miss those days because that book was so lit. But yeah, this is a return to form for the JSA. That's all I'll say. I might do a video about it here for too long. I might do a video about it. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I will say this. Actually, man, there are so many books I would recommend y'all check out this week, because we actually had a pretty solid fucking week of books. So many good books that dropped. And I'm not even talking about Cape shit. I'm talking about just general fucking books. Next up, we got Tubes of One with 37 months in a row in the Blerd Club. Silvermine says they made Batman into Spider-Man, and it's perfect. I mean, you know what? I didn't even think about it that way at first, but you know what they really did, because Thomas Wayne was his dad. Thomas Wayne was his Uncle Ben. Like, not saying he became Spider-Man just in the jokey sense or the attitude sense, but just in terms of his origin. Yeah, they pulled a page out of Marvel's playbook. They said, no, you're just gonna lose you're gonna lose your father figure in your life, the guy who basically taught you that with great power comes great responsibility. You're gonna lose that person. That's actually pretty smooth. Pretty smooth. We also got another one. Tubes One with the $10 super chat says, the shooting really hit me differently when I saw it. My partner's mentor was killed in the Covenant shooting in Nashville. Oh my God, Dad, I'm so sorry to hear that. And died protecting kids. So I teared up when I saw this scene. Rest in peace, Catherine. That is wild to me, because I never knew anybody that was like directly affected by that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like I said, it's to go back to that origin. Like I said, I'm shocked that DC had the brass balls, to let that go to print. Not saying that because it was a bad thing, but because like that's just something that, like, not to say that comics shy away from touching on sensitive social issues and economic issues, political issues, and just overall human issues. But I don't know. For whatever reason, I just didn't expect that. I don't know. Like, if this was an Image comic or like a Boom Studios comic or a Dynamite comic, I'd be like, okay, yeah. They ain't ever scared. But a DC book, I was like, interesting. I was like, I think I like this new DC. I think I like the way this DC is trending now. Also, shout out to Coyote Monsoon with the $20. Says, been loving these absolute stories. High key want more of it after these books end. Yes. Like, if the heat continues, as it has thus far, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I man. Yeah. I was not, like I said, I famously stated in my video for the DC All-In special that I was not all in. Well, guess what? I'm like John Wick in this bitch. I'm thinking I'm back. Okay? I'm thinking I'm back. All right? Oh, man. And also, man, shout out to, oh my God, right here. Bam. Almost went up a little too high there. It was, there's a sweet spot on this. There we go. We got Gearless Mo out here. Has been a member 46 months in a row in the Blerd Club Diamond Mine. Out here says, when Blerd speaks of art, the passion we see in his eyes is undeniable. Is there any update on your book? Get those likes up. Okay, so I don't know if I shared this before. I think I shared this with, did I share this with you, Carter? I think I shared this with you. The cover that
yeah. You showed me the cover.
I don't remember if I shared it on here though.
You did not. That was just something you showed me after Cave.
Okay.
You didn't know if you want to do it just yet.
Yeah. Basically, here's what I can say. We're kind of just going. We're still going through it. That's not nothing's really changed there. Quinn's working at it. And we're kind of taking it piece by piece because I don't like rushing through things.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. At this stage, so we are making sure that we got all the characters that are going to appear in the first issue like completely designed up. The main character is not an issue because we got he's settled. it's a lot of the other principal characters are going to show up in the book. There's a ghost character that I wanted to make sure was done really, in a way that I felt really matched the story, the tone, and the look. And also making sure that there's some of the other principal characters, one of the initial antagonists as well as the primary antagonist, and some of the supporting characters. I wanted to make sure everything was above board and to the level that I know Quinn and myself can do. So like I said, so to give you the short answer is what Quinn and I are planning. I don't know. I'm certain it'll reach that point, but what Quinn and I are planning is 2025 first quarter, hopefully. First quarter, hopefully. That's the plan. That's the hope. Is what I want. Like I said, it takes time to do these things, and I want to make sure it's done right. I don't want to rush anything out. I don't want my shit coming out here looking like some fucking Rippaverse shit. I don't want my shit coming out looking like some fucking I don't know, some fucking Alpha Core bullshit. There's some Yaira, Ice, and whatever the fuck book he's got out this week. I want my shit to look good. I want it to look great. I want it to be something where people read it and actually say, yes, this was, this came out the gate swinging. I want people to be as enthusiastic for this as I am for the books I talk about on my channel. I want people to be, I want people to see it and be like, man, where has this been all my life? Those are the vibes I want to give. And I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. I think it's going to be good though. Quinn and I are both incredibly confident. As a matter of fact, I know I have it on good authority just within myself that the story that we're going to tell, I'm a huge believer. I mean, of course, I'm a huge believer in it. I wrote it. But I mean, what I'm saying is that, like, I am a person who is rarely ever confident in the things that I do. I am my biggest critic. There's no one else out there who can critique me more than I critique myself. I actually beat myself to a bloody pulp when it comes to criticism. Not from other people, from myself. Anything that anyone in this chat or anyone outside of this chat has ever criticized me for, trust me, I've criticized myself a million times worse behind closed doors. I treat myself like fucking Joe Jackson treated his children when it comes to criticism of myself. But that said, I do it because I believe in myself, and I want others to believe. And I will also in closing, I will say yes. Those of you who are members of Blerd Club, you and patrons, channel members, y'all are gonna see something first. Y'all are gonna see something first, and I haven't decided what I want to show you. As a matter of fact, that might be one of the next things.
Don't show them nothing.
Don't show them
nothing. Nothing. I'm gonna have something over all of y'all asses. Black, white, Hispanic, Asian, Native. I'm gonna have something over all of you. Don't show them shit. I saw the cover and y'all didn't.
Yeah, he's like,
stay mad. Stay mad. Well, after the super chat, y'all ain't seeing shit. I just want that known. Y'all can't see nothing.
Oh, but no.
Clark here has been a member for 51 months now in the Gold Club. Hey, fellas, another congrats on 100K.
Appreciate
Have you guys read The Ordeal or Black Sun on Webtoons? And what other Black-inspired manga do you know about?
Well, I have not read The Ordeal or Black Sun yet on Webtoons. I'm rarely on there because I have difficulty with Webtoons. Not because I think they're bad. It's just the format is weird to me. I don't know why. Just it's something I'll never get used to. I don't think. But But because I feel like sometimes they're cut weird. I don't know. Does that make sense?
I see what you mean.
It's
I
like
see
they're
what
cut weird, like with the way they lay out the panels. I was like, I don't like that. I don't like that.
you mean. Yeah.
But that said, I'm trying to I'm trying to understand it better. So we'll see. Also, but I will say, Apple Black is one that I'm familiar with.
I didn't know you smoked those. I did not know you smoked those. You learn something new every day.
Apple Black Clock Strikers.
Oh.
They're there's a Saturday AM. I think it's a Saturday AM. I believe is what it's called. That's the one I'm familiar with.
Okay.
Also, Devonta said Carter absolute ain't shit. I mean,
I don't see the problem here.
he's like, he's like, this motherfucker. Well, I will say, so it's no secret. I actually put it on the thumbnail. I think it was going to be obvious that I was going to be very, very glowing, about Absolute Wonder Woman, Absolute Batman. So I guess now the question becomes, Carter, what do you think about
Kal-El of it all?
Yeah. What do you think about
what do you think
about the Kal-El?
I was finna say, I thought we were just gonna move on from Wonder Woman because that shit was unanimously loved by you and me.
Yeah, well, no, 100%. Yeah. We're going into Superman territory. We're in the as they say, we're in the end game now,
Man. So here's the thing, because I'm not. So I want you to know, I'm not being quick. So we move on. This is just how I felt about it.
Yeah.
I liked what I read in Absolute Superman. I'm really interested in where we're going from here in Absolute Superman. And that's it.
So okay. I'm probably a little bit higher up on the.
We should have waited to do that until we talked about everything in the goddamn book.
Well, no, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Here's the thing. Is it as good? I've seen people kind of echoing the sentiment you have as well as the sentiment I'm about to give. I think Absolute Superman is absolutely good. I think it's absolutely good. It's good. Yeah, it's good. I liked it a lot.
IGN. We not giving some shit that everybody else like a 5 out of 10 or some shit like that.
Yeah.
No, this is not Mario Luigi or Dragon Age. No, it was good. Does not that don't mean nothing else. There are no ulteriors behind what we say.
No.
It was good.
And you know what? And here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you right now. Rafa Sandoval.
Yes.
Lights out on the art. Oh my God.
Yes,
Look.
Yes.
This book looks fucking incredible.
I gotta kind of poke fun at you for a sec.
Oh, what's up?
Because the art was really fucking good. And the fact that you went all digital, you couldn't appreciate having that shit in your hand and turning them pages, and that shit was fire. That is fire.
Oh yeah. Fantastic. The book looks good. Like every single page looks fantastic. Like they all look good. Every page pretty much is an absolute banger of a page. Let's go ahead and get that out of the way. So the art department
ain't a problem.
No, not even a problem. And here's the thing. I'll also go as far as say, I think Jason Aaron turned in a good story. I think he turned in kind of in the same way that I think Scott Snyder and Kelly Thompson did with their respective books, Absolute Batman, Absolute Wonder Woman. They found ways to change and mix up the character's origins in such a way that really affected the character. I think Jason Aaron had the unenviable task, though, of trying to change Superman's origin. And because we had the benefit of seeing Batman's first, because, you know, the big rub with Batman was that he didn't lose both his parents. He only lost one. So when we get to Absolute Superman and we find out that this is a universe where Superman did not get yeeted. He didn't get yeeted. He didn't get that to Earth. he didn't get that to Earth. He actually got to spend some time with his parents. He got to stay on Earth until he was at the very least 9 or 10 years old. He got to live amongst his parents.
This is what I'm like, okay. Because I was wondering how this was gonna go. We saw how it went with Bruce, we saw how it went with Diana, but having a Kal-El who this wasn't something he learned later on. Like, no, he grew up and he knew Kal-El was his name. This was not we've been calling you Clark, and then Kevin Costner said he wanted to go see Whitney Houston, let that tornado take him. And then he found out about Kal-El later. So this was so I really like this.
Yeah.
How do I go ahead?
No. I'm you said something that I think is going to go over a lot of people's that people aren't thinking about. He grew up with his parents. He knows his Kryptonian heritage. He didn't grow up with Ma and Pa Kent in America learning about truth, justice, the American way, mom's apple pie, and singing the national anthem, putting the hand over the heart, right hand to God, this, that, and the third. He didn't learn all that shit. He doesn't know anything about that. This is a Superman who grew up Kryptonian. And also, and I think this is the part I think a lot of people are sleeping on. I think a lot of people aren't paying attention to this arc of it. But we are introduced to a new caste system in the Absolute Universe regarding Krypton and its Kryptonians.
Yeah.
Here's one thing we got to take into consideration. One, issue number 1, we know, and here I want to pull this up because I want people to see what the fuck I'm talking about here. Right here, off rip. This right here is one of the biggest changes. Red Sun. This is a Superman who is specifically not powered, but the yellow sun does not give him energy. It's the red sun. So he also grew up as a Kryptonian in a world where he already has the power. He grew up with the power. This isn't something he had to learn about. This is natural. Like, he even says himself that his people are the people of steel.
That's another thing I really loved. The whole class system in Krypton, and how the S does not stand for hope anymore, people. It don't stand for Superman.
No.
How Amy Adams' goofy ass tried to tell you. No.
No.
The S stands for people that got it in the mud.
Matter of fact, the
That's
bottom...
what that S is for. Yeah.
The bottom-most class, the Labor Guild.
So that being the way you're the man of steel, that was dope. Yeah. That's a dope way to do that. That's good.
This is a man who is this is a Superman of the working class, a Superman of the people down in the bottom, in the muck and the mire. This is a Superman who had to, and I also want to point this out too. His parents, both his parents, Jor-El and Laura-El, they both grew up in the upper class, which is the Science Guild, but because they criticized at different stages.
Like I don't think like y'all.
They criticized the Science Guild for completely different reasons, but the point is they criticized them nonetheless. Pointing out the flaws in the system, pointing out that the system does not work and that it is rigged. They were both bust down from being in the top, the upper echelon, the elite. It's even said that Laura-El was such a bright scientist that she was going to go on to do such fantastic things. But then, because of the fact, and here I want to pull this up, because of the fact that she criticized the Science Guild, she criticized the Science Guild for not investing in space exploration to learn more about their universe. At 9 years old, she was busted down to the Labor Guild. meaning that she is in the bottom class. She went from upper class to bottom class, and that was at 9 years old. Jarrell,
Yeah, please.
yeah,
That's the main thing that was so wild to me. when I was reading.
yes,
She was 9.
yeah,
when
not
she said
grown.
this. We have had so many. We had a goddamn TV show, Kids Say the Darndest Things, and how she'll learn when she gets older. She won't, because they buried her and put it in the lower card as a child who has the opinion of a child. You don't know this, you don't know that. So I just thought that was really just nuts.
And here, right here, I want to pull this up right here. Like, yeah, she's working on motherfuckers' tractors and shit.
Mm-hmm.
She's working on tractors and shit, working on people's machines and whatnot, because that's all she can do. She's not allowed to operate as a scientist in the greater sense, for the Science Guild itself. And Jarrell, Jarrell was slated. He was slated to to be a scientist as well. Like, he actually was primed to go all the way to the top. Once he graduated, he was primed and positioned to be the next big thing in the Science Guild, but because he criticized the system, they busted him down to the Labor Guild. And I want y'all to think about that. This man was primed to be the HKIC. He was primed to be the HKIC, and they said, "Nah, get your ass back down there to the bottom. See, you talk too much shit. You got to go back down to the bottom." And is it the head Kryptonian, the head Crypty. The head Crypta in charge. But no, he got bussed down to being at the bottom rung of the ladder. And you know what I thought was really funny was when I was initially reading this, and they showed us this shot right here as they were narrating. I'm not gonna lie, for a slick moment, I was like, man, please tell me they ain't got Jarrell out here serving drinks out here now. They took this man from a scientist, and this motherfucker out here serving drinks.
I love the.
But no, that's not Jarrell. That's not Jarrell.
It's not. But
No.
I love
But still.
this message of, because I don't know if Jason Aaron was going for this, but it was like,
Y'all
like
ain't
what I
shit.
said earlier.
Y'all ain't
But-
shit.
No, they didn't say that's Monel.
That's
not
Monel.
Monel. Don't do
Y'all
that.
ain't shit.
That's fucked up. But I like I don't know if Jason Aaron was trying to do this on purpose, but that class system and that S standing for the Labor Guild, and we see somebody serving drinks, and we see that's just, like I said, getting through the mud. I like the message almost that, or not even almost, but you're Superman. You who's listening to this right now. I'm Superman right now. The lady that's just like I think that was G Martinez that damn near wrecked his car because he was laughing at you.
Oh yeah, that's Superman.
You know, we're that's us. You know, just seeing this image of somebody serving drinks. There are quite a few of y'all that probably had to work at a goddamn restaurant serving, busting tables, the Arby's, GameStop. You know what I'm saying? So
Service
I really
industry.
Yeah, so I really like that. That's
Here, I want to pull this up too, like right here.
Yeah,
like I love this part right here. People like my parents wore it with pride, even though it was supposed to be a symbol to put them down. They wore the S on their chest with pride, and that means a lot.
I wonder how many people we finna start seeing now, with some S tattoos, and it means something completely different. Because that I really like the way they're doing it. Because I remember a video of yours and some other people about how people are treating the Punisher symbol and what it means now. And to see Jason Aaron take something like Superman of all things and to make that symbol mean what it means in this story, that's really dope. I do commend it. That's really, really cool.
No, I 100%. I'm with you on that 100%. And like I said, just right here, like you look at these motherfuckers, this is the Science Guild right here. And I also love the juxtaposition, how like you see these people, they're walking around, they're looking down. Not even looking down. They're too busy looking forward and up. They're not looking at these people. They're not paying them any attention. And right here where it says here, the crest of the labor was seen as a mark of shame. the sign of the poor and the unskilled. Like I said, okay, so here's the thing. Whereas I feel Absolute Batman brought the boom, it brought the heat, it brought the fire. I feel Absolute Wonder Woman brought the heart, the soul, and just the promise. I feel like Absolute Superman brings with it the message. It brings with itself the message and a message of class solidarity that I think I feel and actually, dude, I didn't catch that earlier. Infamous Jedi just said it, and actually, that's actually a very good bit of commentary.
If that was done on purpose, that is fucked.
I don't know if it was, but man, I'm gonna tell you what. If I actually ever get a chance to ask Jason Aaron, and he says yes, bruh, that is wild. If that is the case.
Yeah, so what you audiophiles don't see is there's a shot in the book where you see the upper class and you see the lower class working. The upper class, their collar is done in a way where you literally can't look at people in the lower class. That if that was done on purpose, that's
wild.
That is nuts.
Now, and I know some people's mileage with this part is going to vary, but I actually thought this was kind of a nice little jab. But right here, we talk about the League of Middle Management, which, you know, I saw some people laugh at this, and, you know, it is silly on its face. But I mean, when you look at the overall message of class solidarity, classism, and elitism, it just proves the point that I think Jason Aaron's trying to make even more. That the upper echelon, the upper elite, they will use people who probably... And it's actually stated here in this guy who is proclaiming that he's from the League of Middle Management. He's not as skilled or as knowledgeable as the people underneath him.
Talking about, didn't it?
Yeah, well, and you know, it was something someone told me a long time ago, and it's always stuck with me. That leadership is nature's way of rooting out the stupid people from the productive workflow, so that way they can lord them over the productive workflow and kind of work as a buffer between the elite and the lower class. Give them just a little crumb of acknowledgement and use them as the cudgel to beat down the working class, the poor, and the unskilled, the laborers, and to take that a step further, it does look like the Miracle Man symbol too. That's also kind of wild to me. But no, the idea that this guy thinks that he's smarter than Jor-El, who he sees as less than himself, when in reality, he should be working for Drill. The middle management should be the unskilled. But it's really the people who are in this working class that are the people who make Krypton work. But they're not treated or paid in the same way as those who just kind of oversee it. It's wild to me. It's absolutely wild to me. But
all of y'all know somebody in the League of Middle Management, and all of y'all collectively swung at the air right now.
Oh yeah, now you know.
Y'all just said somebody's name out loud.
Oh yeah. Somebody was about to catch it. Someone was about to catch it. Now, okay, I will say this though. All that we just talked about, it sounds like fire, right? It sounds like this book is absolutely positively cooking, right? It's when we actually get over to the actual Superman stuff where that's the part of it that falls a little flat for me.
Yeah.
Because we do run into the white savior trope a little bit, just in the sense that Superman is operating in Brazil. He is basically trying to help out the people. Here, I'm gonna zoom in. He's helping out the Brazilian people who have the jack-booted foot of the peacemakers bearing down on them for Lazarus Corp. He's got. They have that going, and basically trying to you basically making them work as slaves, practically. Just
It reminded me of the rich people in those Antonio Banderas Zorro films, and how they had people working in the mines. That was the first fucking thing that came into my head.
100%, 110 million fucking percent. And basically, what Superman does is he comes in and he mines all the diamonds for them, so that they don't have to work so hard. They don't have to slave and kill themselves to line the pockets of the top 1%. There's a point where we get here where the peacemakers basically force the folks to go back into the mines, and when they go in there, they see that all the diamonds that could be possibly mined are mined, and it raises questions.
And this apparently he's been doing this several times.
Yes, and not just in that space, but in other places across South America. Now, once again, when we get to our Superman here, he is already seemingly good and grown, or at the very least, a college-age person. So at some point in the story, he is separated from his parents. Now, this isn't really much news because, as I showed earlier, we see his parents are together. But the very thing that Jor-El has warned Krypton about is starting to happen. Yeah. It doesn't happen right away, but it's happening. It's about to happen. So it seems like whatever is next for Clark, or not Clark, but Kal-El in this, because he's not Clark. But whatever's next for him in this, he's very likely not going to get much more time with his parents. So how long he's been on Earth or how he gets to Earth is another story altogether. The thing that is the most different, though, in this book, other than the whole, him being charged by the Red Sun, and there's a point in the story where we see that he's having to have himself artificially charged by the Red Sun itself. Like it's a...
Did you see how run down and broken down they were? I think it was like Sao Paulo, Brazil, or something like that. But you see the panel on the roof, like,
oh yeah,
just seeing the panel on the roof like that. Like, I wonder who is over here.
It's like, who's that guy?
The motherfucker we looking for?
I don't know what. I don't think I've ever seen any paneling like this before. Interesting. But no, we see a because we don't have a red sun, we have a yellow sun. He has to artificially charge himself. And this means that Superman in this universe is more like a Green Lantern than he is fucking Superman, because of the fact that he has to charge those powers. And when he doesn't have them fully charged, he's not as powerful, or he can't use as much power. But like, even then he's still able, like we see here, this part right here, where he's able to just unload.
It looks like the solar flare power he had
in New 52. Or was it like later New 52? Like tail end.
You know what? It was Action Comics. You're absolutely right. It was Action Comics. It was during Greg Pak's run.
Right.
But every time he would do that solar flash, it would like knock his powers out, or he'd be able to. It would weaken him. That's why you saw him later on in the Greg Pak run with the t-shirt and jeans on. That's what that looked like to me. And another thing I don't want you to gloss over, because I'm not going to allow you to do that, because that's a violation. One of the big positives when it comes to this book is that when we see Kal-El in the Superman suit, in the Kryptonian armor, no red tights, and I applaud that. I fucking applaud that. I love it. I absolutely love it. I love it. No red Fruit of the Looms. Get that shit out of here. I love it. I love it.
Look, so what he's saying is that if for whatever reason, if Kal-El wasn't immune to the effects of the vacuum of space and the re-entry into the Earth's atmosphere, he would have nothing to cover his face to help protect him on re-entry. That is wild that Jason Aaron has decided to go this direction, that he has chosen to not protect Kal-El's precious face.
I commend and applaud Jason Aaron. God bless Jason Aaron.
Hey, you know what? I love it. I'm actually here for it. I'm not partial to either, if I'm being brutally honest. So I'm here for it regardless. Especially in regards, I think honestly with Batman, he needs the tidy the tidy Fruit of the Looms. I don't think Superman needs it. I don't think Superman should have it. Batman to me looks weird without it, but like the Superman, it doesn't matter to me. I'm like, he doesn't need it.
Yeah.
But I will say this: the other biggest change. We mentioned earlier, there's no Mon Pa Kent. He doesn't have that, but he does have a Lois Lane, albeit a Lois Lane that is nothing like the Lois Lane that we might be familiar with.
Which is a great thing. Oh
yes. My God. You know what we kept saying? We've been constantly saying that, like, oh, this Batman is almost more like having Spider-Man's origin, or this Wonder Woman. They've changed her in such a way she's actually more like this character over here. They kind of did the same thing with a lot of the other characters too. Whereas Lois is not a journalist in this universe. She is, in fact, a soldier.
Yep. I wonder who raised her ass.
Right? Oh, interesting. Interesting how this works out.
If you've been watching Superman, Lois, you know who raised her, and you know what happened to him on that show. Have you been watching that?
No, I need to catch up. I added all of it to the drive, but I need to get the rest. I need to get back on that.
Gotcha.
But no, in this universe, Lois is not his boo thing.
Lois ain't a damsel in distress. She is not some blank face Amy Adams, Terry Hatcher, even though I like Terry Hatcher since Tomorrow Never Dies. I'll give her a little bit of spice, kind of like Smallville Lois Lane, but this one, she will absolutely whip your ass, though. I like
100%. 100%.
Soldier Lois, court martial me. I'm going to spray your ass with a squirt bottle, C. Roos. Calm yourself. But yes, this Lois being a foil in the sense of getting her hands dirty and actually cuffing up Superman in this issue, I like it. I like it a lot, and I am happy about this Lois. I'm sick of airhead damsel in distress gets on your goddamn nerves, Lois Lane. I've never been a fan of that Lois Lane. Even in Superman and Lois, that's one of the main characters. I hate her and Jordan. I can't stand them motherfuckers in that TV show, but the show was fire. So
100%.
This Lois being, with the Lazarus group and having the peacemakers, and we didn't talk about the peacemakers. I like seeing the peacemakers in this.
Oh yeah. No, the peacemakers. I'm not gonna lie. They actually here, and I just want to pull this up real quick, just to kind of send it home. These guys are a whole problem. For the most part,
they have the Punisher symbol on the pickup trucks.
Yes. Oh no, these guys, they don't give two shits. Look, these guys are the thin blue line is basically what they are. Jack booted thugs is what they are. Imagine an army of John Cenas. This is what you got.
Wow.
An army of John Cenas.
I think we did a good job.
I think we did.
So let me ask you this, my brother. Since we have now,
go ahead.
We have given the good people how we feel about all three of these bad boys.
Yes, we have.
Where are you ranking them?
Oh man, you know what? It's probably gonna come as no surprise. Absolute Wonder Woman definitely at the top.
Yeah,
Absolute Wonder Woman at the top. Absolute Batman holding court right there, firmly in the middle, but not far behind. Absolute Wonder Woman. Actually, we'll put it like this. If I had to, as you guys saw, like I said, it was no secret. It was no secret to anyone how I felt about the first two titles, because like I said, I've already put out videos for them, so you guys know. You guys knew where I stood with a lot of this. But when it comes down to it, Absolute Wonder Woman does not change her place as an A+ comic in my eyes. Absolute Batman. Actually, I will say, if anything, Absolute Batman might have damn near edged its way up to an A+ comic just based on some things we talked about. That kind of some perspectives that I kind of discovered in with the benefit of hindsight. I would actually almost put it at an A+.
Okay.
I think Absolute Superman is a solid B+ comic. The first issue, I think it's a solid B+ comic because I feel like it did a really good job setting up the narrative, setting up a Krypton that was unfamiliar.
Yeah.
I just feel like the Superman stuff wasn't as lit as the Krypton, like just the Krypton stuff proper. I feel like Jason Aaron did a really good job setting up the narrative, the universe, but when it came to the actual Superman part of it, I actually was so much more interested in the other stuff. That I just wasn't into the actual Superman of it all. But yeah, everything else, fantastic.
All right. With me, I think it's safe to say that Absolute Wonder Woman, it was hitting on all cylinders for me just because, I'm coming fresh from only knowing about Wonder Woman Dead Earth and Wonder Woman Historia, which are two stories that I really, really enjoy. So Absolute Wonder Woman being top dog, it shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. But who's coming up in that second slot? Honestly, I'd have to give it to Jason Aaron and Absolute Superman, just because of the class system and what that S means in this story. Everything that had anything to do with Krypton, it was really, really intriguing to me. You are absolutely correct that the Superman stuff, it was a little and you hit the nail on the head with the white savior complex, but at the same time, no red tights, so it was always going to be somewhere. No red tights. That really put it over for me. And Absolute Batman was a fantastic comic. You should not think otherwise just because it's in the last spot for me. It's just the fact that Jason Aaron respected me enough not to put those fucking red tights on Superman. Somebody had to be number 3, and unfortunately, it had to be Batman. So yeah, Wonder Woman, Superman, and Absolute Batman for me.
I like it. Well, I tell you what. So real quick, this will be real fast because we kind of know where we're at on these.
Yeah.
So we know that our next thing is we have Green Lantern. We've got Green Lantern coming up on the horizon, which will focus on a few different lanterns. I mean, we see a Hal Jordan, we see a John Stewart, but we also know that we will also be getting a Joe Mullen involved in this as well. We've seen this from some of the solicits, some of the stuff from New York Comic-Con and San Diego Comic-Con. I can tell you right now, this book I think has potential to be either just as good, if not better than Wonder Woman was, I think. We also know that what was the other one we got? We got a Flash comic. We got a Flash comic on the way, which, to my understanding, I think also has some pretty strong potential in there. I think that Flash title could be something. I think that Flash title could be something special. I believe Jeff Lemire, I believe, is going to be on that book. I believe.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of hope for it. Jeff Lemire is a solid writer. I'm not even a solid writer, a great writer. So I have a lot of hope. I have a lot of hope for it. This is going to be something that I think is going to turn a lot of heads. Especially
with Jeff Lemire on it. And maybe it's just me, and maybe it's just because I'm still salty. You have that Animal Man Omni, and I still don't. But it makes me, just thinking about that Animal Man run and how much of a family affair it was, and even though it still was an Animal Man book, you still knew what was going on in the circle around that character.
Yes.
So I'm wondering if the Flash is going to be the same way, where it's not just gonna be a Flash and an Iris ordeal. This is gonna be a Flash and everyone in that orbit. So that's gonna be an interesting one. Al Ewing, I don't even want to say nothing. I just want to wait till it's out and I'm reading it.
Yeah, no, 100%. It's Al Ewing on Green Lantern, I think is look, man. I don't think you have anything to worry about. I think Dennis Camp is going to be the one that I think is going to be the outlier. Like, and what I mean by that is, I think Dennis Camp has the potential to really tell a story that I think might be head and shoulders both crazier and more layered than some of the other ones. I feel like that's going to be kind of like, similar how what we talked about earlier. We talked about the messaging.
Yeah.
We talked about how the Absolute Batman was the heat. Absolute Wonder Woman was the heart, and Absolute Superman was the message. I feel like that's kind of going to be the case with a lot of these. I feel like the Green Lantern one's going to be I think it's going to be the heat. I think the Flash is going to have the heart, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Might have something else altogether different, but I feel like Martian Manhunter's probably going to have the message. I think, and also I know I have it on good authority that is going to be an absolute mind fuck of a comic. Yeah. So I'm here for it. I'm here for all of it. I can't wait to check it all out.
Yeah.
That said, I want to take a look at a couple of things that we got here over on the super chat side of things, because we got some stuff going on over here, and I want to take a look at all of it. First and foremost, we have got Poe Archery Media out here. Shout out to the homie. Antoine Ghost Mitchell out here. Says, I love how Absolute Superman reflects his original roots of fighting slumlords and like an Action Comics 1938. Bless, beautiful folks. And the heart emoji. Yes. That, like I said, like you will always get me on class solidarity. You will always get me on class solidarity, because I actually think that it's one of our biggest problems in the world today, is that we don't have enough of it. We have too often people who are poor and downtrodden on shitting on other downtrodden and poor people, as opposed to punching upwards together in unison against the elite. And I like the messaging that Superman brings with that. I think it's like I said, that's why I said I think it's the message. And honestly, sometimes the message to me is more important than the heat sometimes. But I just had to be honest about how I felt about the book. Romy Forever with the ooh, I love it. 1999 super chat says, sending absolute love to Earth's mightiest channel. Hey, I appreciate that. Thank you for that. We need that. We need that out here. And we also got Gearless Mo, also with the 1999 super chat. Says, I can't wait to see the villains that will appear in the Absolute series. I would love to see Zod in that world.
Man,
dude.
Where would he rank in that? That's a good one. That's a good one.
I feel like you'd have to let Zod be a part of the. Okay, I'm of two minds on the Zod part. Part of me would be like, man, it would be so nasty if he was part of the League of Middle Management. But I need to see Zod as a part of the Science Guild, just to really show, because that's kind of the thing about Zod. I would love to see him just like being that person whose job it is, like instead of being just a straight up villain, his job is to whip the working class. Like to be the slave driver. And what I would love to see is, like, if you have a Zod follow Kal-El to Earth and then try to maintain that same level of classism on Earth, I think that would actually be the most different and interesting thing you could do with that. But yeah. That said, let's talk about one more thing, and then we'll get to our recommendeds and questions, whatnot. We're gonna try and fly through, because I actually spent way more time talking about all three of these things, way more than I actually had intended. That said, let's take a look. There is a thing on the horizon that I think you guys are gonna find really interesting. I actually had the pleasure of speaking with the young lady involved with this. Excuse me. And it's called The Comic Shop. This is, and I will probably fuck a name all the way up, but this is a Cheyenne Iwulu, who is a comedian, writer, actress, social media personality, laundry list of other things. Is where she wears a lot of hats. Absolutely hilarious individual. And she has a pilot that she had been trying to put together for a sitcom called The Comic Shop. And the best way to describe it, like if you're a fan of things like The Office or Parks and Rec or Abbott Elementary, I'm a huge fan of Abbott Elementary. Imagine that, but centered around a comic book shop based in an LA strip mall and run by a black woman. It's actually, it's kind of funny too, because, and I don't, and once again, you know, this is all pie in the sky shit as far as I'm concerned. But the story itself, it actually kind of reminds me, and I want to pull this up. There is a comic shop called I think it's Amalgam. Amalgam Comics. That is owned and operated by a black woman up in I believe it's in Philly. Been around since 2015. And so like the idea of doing this, kind of like taking this narrative, because I imagine like, you know, you can definitely mine some stories out of that. But this show, I actually have the trailer right here. We're gonna take a look at it. I have permission to take a look at it. Yeah, we're gonna take a look at it here. So let's see, here we go. Carter, you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready. Let's dig in.
Dom, nothing can go wrong. Not while my mom is here. I need to know that I can count on you to be my right-hand girl. Come on.
Yeah, you can count on me. I'll be your Robin to your Batman. But like Dick Grayson Robin. Smart, charming, and with a surprisingly fat ass.
That sounded kind of weird.
Sorry.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Play, and I am one of the founders of OMG Comics. My parents were never thrilled about me opening up my own store. The biggest thing they'd say is, "There's no money in it." That was my impression of my dad yelling at me. Nobody gets into the comic book industry because they love money. They get into it because they love comics.
We're selling the cent for that. My idea. Patent pending.
This motherfucker.
I used to be ashamed of the way I was.
Okay, so we might not be the most normal bunch, but I like to think that our uniqueness and our passion for comics are what's going to keep the people coming in.
And here you go.
Thanks, man.
No. Thank you.
This is my calling.
That is what's up. That is what's up.
Is it just me, or is that poster doing the lean with it, rock with it?
So that is the show. It is basically going to be going to Kickstarter. This will be going to Kickstarter here the 12th. The 12th, I believe. Let me double check my notes. Yes, the 12th is when the project actually goes live. And yeah, here, I'm going to put this here in the chat for everybody. I actually put it in both. I actually meant to like have a command for it, but I slick forgot. Let me put this in here real quick. But yeah, if for whatever reason, if it sounds interesting, add that to your notifications on Kickstarter, which is what I did. I added it to mine. You should add it to yours. When it goes live, maybe we can help make something happen with it. I'm gonna be keeping some dialogue open with Shane. She actually hit me up earlier on email today. I need to actually go check that. But I'm actually trying to bring her on so she could talk about it. But yeah, I actually thought it was pretty cool. I think it's I think there's definitely something there. Carter, you being someone who lives in LA and frequents a comic book shop in LA, I'm sure there is all kinds of weird shit you have seen in an LA comic shop.
If I can not acknowledge all the people that bother me because they mad at you about something, yeah, it's been a lot of different people.
Outside of that,
yeah, outside of that, yeah. There's been a cavalcade of characters walking around that shop.
Well, also, I would say too, because like I said, I would like to see, especially when I see people that are very passionate about something, I always want to try and lend some support. So, that is a lot of the reason why I've been in communication with Cheyenne to try and help prop it up, get it in front of some more eyes. I think it's going to be something really cool.
Hey, y'all already saying I'm gonna make a fucking cameo.
I mean, hey, if we can get, look, I'm just saying, man, look, if we could get Carter to show up with a plate, that would be.
You can go to hell. You can go right to hell.
Look, just like have him show up with a paper plate.
That would
walking
be so
through the shop, eating like some.
That would be so nasty.
I'm just saying, have show with a plate. Just need to be eating while in the shop.
Walking around in a paper plate, like, because I can see it now. Somebody just walking around with like a plate of yams or some shit, just smacking. I would punch that person in the damn nose. That would be so nasty.
I mean, look,
that would be so nasty.
I'm just saying, look, if we can make it happen. Like I said, I am like I said, I'm a fan. I think it's going to be something that could be really cool. I like the idea of, the idea of it. It being I think was it OMG Comics? I think is what the name of the shop is. But just the idea that, like, having spoken to Cheyenne, she's someone who is actually legitimately into comics, is a nerd for comics just like the rest of us. And I think there's a really good opportunity to actually showcase some really cool stuff about the pitfalls of not just owning a comic shop, but being a Black woman trying to run a comic shop and trying to like showcase some of the some of the things that can kind of follow along with that. I think it's actually a really cool idea. So, like I said, if you go to the Kickstarter, like I said, it's not live yet, but if for whatever reason you go to the site, like I say, you can go there, click on that. See that right there? You can you can click on the little. You can't see the cursor because I think it's not on this one. But yeah, you can click on the little saved button, or it'll just say save. Once you click on it, then it'll say saved. So yeah, it'll be cool. I think it'll be really cool. I think there's definitely something to. I think there's definitely something there. Mm-hmm. That said, Carter, are you ready to get into our questions from the Discord?
Sure. We have two, because I'm going to start doing, because I couldn't do a Wolverine video this week because of doctor stuff, but I've been doing it the Friday before to tell y'all asses to get in there and put some questions in. If y'all ain't got them in there on Friday, day prior, they're not getting answered until the following week. So we got two this week.
Let's go.
Number one, Christian Rapper. What's up, Blerd and Carter? What's up, Christian Rapper? How was the rap game for Kirk Franklin and the Lord? Have either of you read the Aliens versus Avengers comic? The drama and tension of the story itself is pretty well done, but putting the xenomorphs in main Marvel continuity kind of breaks my suspension of disbelief. There's no way a Xeno invasion would pose a threat to Earth when there are hundreds of characters in New York alone that could destroy it. I hate reading stories where characters have to not use 95% of their powers just to make a plot work. In my opinion, writers should just use different characters. You can't have Carol Danvers, Iron Man, and the Hulk in your story if we're supposed to believe that a xenomorph invasion is supposed to be a credible threat. I'm going to give you mine real quick, real fast.
Yeah,
Number one, why do people always say Carol Danvers and not Captain Marvel? That was something I wanted to ask you because I've seen Carol Danvers a lot more than Captain Marvel, and I've always thought that was a little bit odd.
It is. Well, sometimes I say Carol just because, you know, like kind of like a lot of other people, you know, sometimes you get you have a connection to a character. Sometimes you talk about them on like a first name basis or whatever. But yeah, I have noticed that is a thing. I've caught myself doing it sometimes, but I often will put Captain Marvel in the sentence with it.
Okay.
That said, I agree. I don't disagree with what Christian Rapper saying, because I had the same issue with Aliens versus Avengers because, well, now here's one area where I will disagree. It does not take place in it's technically it's main Marvel continuity, but like way off in the future. Yeah, like it takes place in the Jonathan. Yeah, it takes place in the Jonathan Hickman version of Marvel Comics is where that takes place. It's not Earth 616, it's Earth Hickman is where that shit takes place. Hickman has his own universe. Nobody talks about it, but it's a thing. Where only shit that he cares about has happened and nothing else.
So I haven't read it, but I asked some friends.
I read the first issue, not the second.
Okay, so I'd asked Bishop because I couldn't remember if you had read it or not. But so real quick, Christian Rapper. In my opinion, writers should just use different characters. If they use different characters, a lot of motherfuckers won't read it. Sorry,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, it ain't gonna happen.
You hate reading stories where characters have to not use 90% of their powers just to make a plot work. I remember one of my friends telling me that one of the reasons they hated that first issue was because for reasons Miles' spider sense just didn't work and he got by a face hugger or something.
Yeah, it was really weird because it was like the face hugger, like, and the thing is, it's like we know Miles Morales has spider sense, and there was at no point that they said anything about the xenomorphs not triggering spider sense. So it was one of those things that you just kind of had to go with that shit.
Yeah.
They also never at any point revealed that he had the Venom symbiote on him at any point in time. So because he was just running around rocking his, you know, for the most part, regular suit damn near. I don't know. There was a lot of things you just kind of like, honestly, and it was what I warned people that book was going to be. I was like, this is going to be a lot of shit. Y'all just going to have to go with this shit.
Yeah.
It's a lot of, you're just going to have to be like, man, look, whatever, man. Just go.
And
with
if you hate reading stories like that, don't read it. I'm sorry.
Well, and I will also point out too what Freddie Lang just said. Miles has Spidey sense. Carol was so weak, and the thing is, that's the thing. So Captain Marvel is quite literally one of the most powerful people in the Marvel Comics universe. Love her or hate her, whatever you feel about her, she is one of the most powerful from a raw strength and energy perspective. She is more powerful than most people. So the fact that xenomorphs were giving her trouble in a universe where, and once again, I said this in my video for it, you just have to pretend that the Brood never existed. Because the Brood, to me, are far more dangerous than xenomorphs are.
Yeah. And
the fact that she has been able to absolutely disintegrate the Brood, like, I'm sorry, like, it's a, look.
Yeah, see, it's not my cup of tea because I know you were. I figured you were gonna have to do that with that book, and I was like, I know it's gonna look good because of Sod Rubik's on it, but I'm gonna be completely honest. Spoilers for the first page. When I saw that book when I saw issue 2, again, spoilers for the first page. Issue number 2 that came out this week. When I opened that bitch at that comic shop yesterday, and I saw them referencing Alien Covenant, I immediately closed the book. I
do not blame you. It's a like I'm not gonna hold you. That shit was fucking dumb. And the thing is, I don't know. I'll be honest with you, man. I personally, this book is everything I warned y'all it was going to be.
Yep.
This book is every single thing I warned y'all. Like, everybody saw, oh, it's Jonathan Hickman. Oh my God, it's gonna be so lit. Oh my God. Everybody was just like, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
Yeah, we know what that means. We know that.
I'll say this. For me, I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. Y'all know me. But as far as I'm concerned,
Reviewers are calling it everything from shit to fucking shit.
That's what I feel about it. From shit to fucking shit. That's what it is.
John Hamm gonna get your ass, dog. 'Cause that's the second goddamn Jonathan Hickman book you had some complaints about. You ain't said nothing about gods this week, but now it's gods and it's now aliens versus Avengers. John Hamm gonna get your ass, boy.
Look, AVA. Look, AVA is the new AVX.
Okay. Last question here, and this is one I've been seeing people say in this chat all goddamn morning. This is from Trap God Thanos.
Ooh, let's go.
Good afternoon, guys. I was wondering if you guys had kept up with the Ultimates, and if so, what did you think of issue number 6?
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to read that last part because it's a spoiler, just in case you hadn't read it.
Oh, no. I have. But the fact that I'm sorry, there was no way that fight was gonna go any other way than what it did.
Was like, look, I know y'all ain't read them other 5, but you need to read this. This is hilarious.
Well, I mean, here's the thing: we're talking about a Hulk who, to my understanding, had the power of the goddamn Iron Fist in both palms. I'm sorry, I got to show this. I can't not show this. I have to show my work here. But this man literally put both paws down on Iron Lad.
See, please, it's before that. It's before that.
I'm sorry.
I had to tell one of my friends because of what happened to Sister Moana.
Oh yeah, she got worked.
I said, dog, he didn't turn into it.
Nope.
He didn't pivot.
Nope.
He didn't cock his hand back.
No.
That motherfucker planted his feet and just went up. And that lick was the same level as 15 Hiroshimas. Now, I know y'all are talking about the 32 Hiroshimas that Ernie just showed. That was him using just force.
Yes.
This was him literally just planting his feet and
that
going.
Man said, ugh.
I'm not fucking with that man.
Look, let me tell you. Look. Let me put y'all in game. That man said, "You're welcome," and laid her ass. Look, look. Had Moana Hulk out here like.
And it was someone's comment. It was somebody at their shop that said something real funny about this issue yesterday. And when you put it in that perspective, yeah, y'all should have known better.
Dude,
you all just came together. Listen to this, Ernie. Y'all just came together. It's been 5 issues of y'all coming together. Y'all have not been trained. Y'all ain't never went after anything as a collective unit. And the first motherfucker that y'all plan to try to go after is Banner.
Look, this is how I know y'all some goddamn fools. This is how I knew that these vanillas, this is how I knew y'all were some goddamn fools. Like Elite X1 said, they should have drank the tea. He told y'all. He said, you do not want this fight. Just sit down, have you, what did they say in merry old England? Have a cuppa. Have yourself a cuppa, sit down, and shut the fuck up.
But y'all don't understand how terrifying it is, because this issue, it did what we have seen before in like old kung fu movies, crouching fist tiger strike and this, that, and third. Those kind of moves and shit, but it's coming from the Hulk. That's terrifying.
Look, let me tell you something.
Crane kick of the Foot Clan ninjas, and like, that is terrifying to come from the Hulk.
Look, let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell y'all what happened.
Hello, cutie pie. One of us is in deep trouble.
that was what the Hulk told the old. He's one of us is in deep trouble. He said one of us is in deep trouble, and you know it ain't him.
Yeah.
That man literally, he looked at them, he looked at Moana and the Tin Man and said,
Now we can handle this like some gentlemen, or we can get into some old gangster shit.
look, it's gangster shit all day. He said, we can do some hardcore gangster shit if you want to.
Remember that young girl went up to Ed Winslet? That's how Moana went up to Hulk, and Hulk said, "If you don't get out of my face, bitch!" Like that's what
like,
he
get
did,
away.
bro. That's what that was. Like, oh my god,
Bruh. I'm just saying. Saying.
This Hulk is on Amanda Waller levels of just leave him alone.
Also, I got to show. Look at this shit. Do you really want to pull up on some motherfuckers the immortal weapons of Hulk? Do you really want to do that? Do you really?
Disgusting.
Do any of these motherfuckers? Wait, first off, I just want to point something out here. Uranium Brother number 235. That is some nasty work. That means there's 234 other motherfuckers before him.
An immortal weapon, gamma powered E Honda. I'm not fucking with the Hulk, Ernie.
No. Oh wait. Bride of the Nine World Break. Okay, come on. Sorry. No. Stop.
I want to say this now. Because I wanted to say this after the absolute conversation, and we absolutely need to move on.
Yes.
I don't know if y'all have noticed this, but with the Ultimate Universe and Absolute, no matter if you read Marvel or you read DC, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But these alternate universes right now at the same time are hidden.
They are. They definitely are. There's some of the Ultimate stuff has fallen off for me just a little bit, especially in comparison to the Absolute stuff. But I mean, I would definitely say, they're definitely more fun than I initially thought they would be. They're definitely more fun than I thought they would be.
Man, he said I'd turn in my Ultimate card that day.
Bruh, I'd be like, look, let me tell you something. I wish a motherfucker would come to me talking about some, hey, you want to be a part? Hey, we bringing you into the Ultimates. You gonna come up with us, and man, look, we gonna get you the card. You gonna get to hang out at the mansion. You gonna get to kick it with Dr. Doom, and yeah, dude, it's gonna be great. I'd be like, nah, pimp. Nah, I'm good. I'll. Look, matter of fact, as soon as I would have even if I would have showed up, as soon as I saw Moana get laid out, the most powerful person on the squad, as soon as I saw this, I'd have been like,
She-Hulk got hit with a 15 Hiroshima level fist. I'm not joining shit. Ernie done just left. The man just left. He just left.
Oh no, I'd had to go. I had to go. I would not have been able to stay. And I'm
he
out.
wasn't mad, y'all. That's the one thing. He was never
wasn't mad.
angry.
He calm.
That entire ass whooping. He was not mad. He even made it a point to tell them, I get what? Y'all want me to be mad? Okay, I'm angry. All right, here you
Hold
go.
up.
I'm angry. So unbothered by, like, he wasn't mad.
Nah, hold
Squeeze
up,
the
blood.
shit
Hold
out of
up.
Tony Hawk.
Look at this. I gotta show y'all something. Y'all don't believe. Hold up. Let me go back. Wait, where's right here? Right here. Look at this.
Gigaton Vice Grip.
And then wait a minute here. Wait, I'm gonna pull it back. Because I want y'all to see all this shit. Look at this shit.
Oh.
And then just let him go. Crushed him. Broke him.
Remind me of that dude off of the lottery ticket movie with Bow Wow. He was squeezing the fuck out of that basketball. I'm gonna squeeze you.
That man, and look at how he talking to him. He said, rest now, little Stark. You've earned it. In the end, you are our best little soul. Bruh.
I'ma squeeze the shit out of this Stark.
That man said, look, Tony, he said Stark about to go night-night. Also, wait a minute. Here's the other thing too. Look, I just look at this shit here. Wait, no, y'all, because that wasn't really the end of it. Look at this shit right here. Look how he did Moana. Look how he did Moana and broke her hand all up.
In a different world, your spirit might count for something. You can't reference different world and then break and crush a woman of color's hand. You can't do that.
Man, you really can't. And then look at this shit. Look at this shit. Look.
I can't imagine what that top was about to do, dog.
Man.
Oh my Lord.
This
what
man,
in God's name.
This man
was
said,
that.
This is the gigaton chop that is worth the power of 100 Hiroshimas. Yeah, that man was about to. He was about to look at the. I want to point out something. Look at the trajectory of where that hand was gonna come. It wasn't gonna hit the neck. He wasn't gonna hit her neck. He was gonna swing that shit right through the side of her face. It'd have been like zzz,
her kids were gonna come out well behaved, and she wasn't even pregnant with that job,
right? Bruh, like what is going on? What is going on? But yeah, I love that shit. It was anyway. Moving on.
That was it for us.
Also, I love how by the time she get back, her hand is mostly back, but Iron Lad is still in the dirt. The gone.
That face, I was hollering when I saw that face. But you are absolutely right. Did you have any questions in the chat that you had saved?
Yes. As a matter of fact, I do. Let's go to
1,000 yen. Is that what that is?
What's that?
Is that 1,000 yen?
I think so.
Oh, wow.
Yes, that is a yen symbol.
That's dope.
I'm here for it. You know what that means? We international, goddammit.
Yeah, that's
we are international men of mystery. God damn it.
Wild.
Y'all are gonna understand today. Is what I'm saying. Y'all gonna understand today, god damn it. Speaking of, Booyah says, with a Swamp Cow 60 with the 1,000 yen. Says, I love Mike Del Mundo and Hickman's all right. So I want to try. What you laughing at?
I love Mike Del Mundo. Hickman's fine. He all right.
He good. South American living in okay, got you.
Oh man.
Hey, that's okay though, because you know what? International. We out here.
Yeah.
We still out here. So for me,
yeah,
this is one that I have been wondering about. For those who don't know, this is a Substack. That
3 worlds, 3 moons.
Yes. Actually, I have it pulled up here. I've actually been keeping my eye on this. Here, let me. I'm gonna pull up the site so that y'all can see it. I've been keeping my eye on this. I'm not really sure where it's gonna go. I mean, you got Mike Del Mundo, Jonathan Hickman, Mike Huddleston, and Nick Spencer. So, just so y'all can kind of see a little better what I'm talking about, I'm gonna zoom this in. Ooh, God, that was too much. I'm gonna zoom this in just a taste so y'all can see a little bit better. But I don't know. I honestly don't know. He said, do you guys read this or any other Substack comics? Are there any quality titles there? Do you love Mike Del Mundo as much as I do? Well, so here's the thing. So for me personally, I don't really get to read too terribly many Substack books. Mostly just because, excuse me, one of the ones I was keeping up with was I guess was Vanish. Vanish was technically a Substack book, I think. At first wasn't, or at least that's where they were talking about it.
Yeah, it was. You could say it was a Substack. It was just done with image for everybody else. I was thinking about Vanish too because I still have those signed copies that they sent us.
That was basically kind of where I was at. But no, I do like Mike Del Mundo a lot. I'm actually sitting here thinking about, like, I mean, honestly, if you have a book with Mike Del Mundo on it, honestly, I kind of feel like you're doing all right. I think you're doing good. I think art is not the department you need to be worried about if you got Mike Del Mundo on a book. I think it only really is to be. The only concern you're going to have is who is going to be writing the book, in my opinion. I think that's the last thing you need to worry about is the art department there. But that said, yeah, I don't know, man. I have difficulty with Substack because I don't use it as often as I probably should. I was using it during the Vanish days, but then all the stuff happened with Donnie Cates, and I don't even know. Are they even still doing anything with their collective KLC Press Substack anymore?
So, Ethan and Griffin, they dropped Kill Your Darlings.
Right.
And they announced that they're about to do a distillery book.
Okay.
With Bob Quinn on art.
I wonder how much that's going to cost. I'm sorry. Man, I'm not gonna lie. Ever since you told me about that goddamn that Eisner Award winning book,
tagline. I meant to send it to you, but the whole thing about them using this extra glossy paper and a large prestige format with a 48-page. I meant to send that to you as a laugh. It's like this is why we paying $75-$30. This is why you paying $9 an issue. This is why you paying for the Eisner, because of the gloss and the prestige format and a 48-page story. Yeah. But,
yeah, about that. About that. No, but I'm into it. I'm into the idea. Nick Spencer, I'm not gonna lie, kind of hit or miss for me these days. I liked the Captain America stuff. I liked the Secret Empire stuff. I think the Amazing Spider-Man stuff started off great, kind of ended weird, got real weird, honestly, kind of the more it went along. For those who remember, we were actually talking about this the previous week. The Buckshot Sin Eater, the Buckshot Eater of Sins, doing the Buckshot Lariat to knock the sin right out of you. That's still kind of wild to me. But yeah, I'd have to see more. I'd and you know, just to you know, and this right here is actually kind of a perfect a perfect way to look at it. The Three Worlds, Three Moons seems like a very full, very messy salad, great world building, but thin on narrative. The way it releases confuses me. And see, and this is where I think your mileage is going to vary on these types of things. Some of these books, it's not that they're bad, it's that they're good, but they just don't hit the same. I guess is the way. I don't really know any other way to describe it. But yeah, they do seem kind of messy. Like it's they got too much shit in there sometimes that it's I don't know. You end up with more of a mess than you do an actual meal. Let's get our first one of our first questions here. We got one here from Bill. Says, may not be much of a question, but at D23 Expo Brazil, Faihi has brought a lot of updates, including series renewals, a 2-film, 3-film series per your plan, and he ain't given up yet on Blade. Okay, so
we are.
Look, I'm like this. Until I see a trailer, Blade does not exist. Now a lot of this stuff is breaking news, because I'm actually seeing it now. Some of the stuff was released within the last hour, 2 hours. But basically here, I actually have it here. These are some quotes. These are some quotes from here, let's do it like this. Okay. Let me also do this while I'm here. There we go. I want everybody to know my business. Okay. Wow, they said, fuck it. You are logged in like a motherfucker. Okay, we'll just do it like this then. This is about to get real weird for a second. There, we'll do it like that. Ha ha ha. Fixed it. I didn't want to be logged in, and Reddit will not allow me to see this not logged in, so I had to do it the nasty way. Had to do it the nasty way. I apologize. I'm the king of the screenshot. Okay, so Carter, you ready to see some weird shit?
Oh boy.
So here, I'm going to pull this up. So Kevin Feige talks MCU future at D23 Brazil, Wanda's return, Blade, Miles Morales in the MCU, the two next Avengers movies, and X-Men. So it says, so yes, the 2 films and 3 shows a year after 2025, which, I mean, we kind of saw a little bit of this coming because of the recent sizzle reel. Says it turns out that we have been working on these titles for a long time and they happen to be all ready for release now. We're very excited. He goes on when to tease what remains, focus on the current projects before revealing anything for 2026-2027 slate. Says when you set out to make 2 Avengers films, they are colossal, gigantic, and consume you completely. But we have already announced a Spider-Man film that will be released between Doomsday and Secret Wars. And then as regards to the Blade thing, it says we are committed to Blade. We love the character. We love the version that Mahershala has of him. And I can say that the character will reach the MCU. I'm interested in this because apparently once again, we get a lot of this news second hand, third hand a lot of the time. So it seems that, I don't know, maybe the way he has said this implies that, Mahershala has definitely kind of shown off, behind the scenes, some of what he's going to be doing. Might even have a handle on helping with the development of the character. So that's a step in the right direction.
So who said that in chat? They said, LL Melvin, the only Blade I'm looking forward to at this point is the video game.
I mean, that's fair. That is fair. On the Scarlet Witch's future says, we just had Agatha All Along on Disney Plus, and that series was great for us. I can only say that we are excited to find out when and how Scarlet Witch can return. So, which, I mean, that's not really news. Even Elizabeth Olsen has hinted as much that Scarlet Witch will be back. Just we don't know how. And then as far as the Miles Morales stuff is concerned, in the X-Men stuff, he says Miles Morales will appear in the 3rd Spider-Verse movie, which is in production. I hope that shortly after that, he can enter the MCU in live action. So I guess that kind of lends some credence to some of the rumors people have had that maybe this is how Miles Morales finds his way into the MCU based on the fact that we've seen live action versions of characters in Across the Spider-Verse.
I've said it before. It would be really gangster. Whatever this Spider-Verse movie is, just like they had Donald Glover in the last one, have him be animated, and then something happens, and he slowly turns into a regular person, and that's how they do it.
Like have him fall into... have him fall like kind of like the same way that he is kind of glitched out and wound up in other places. Have him land in the live action version. That'd be a kind of funny way to do it if you want to do it that way. But I also feel like it might be also to say that once they get done with Beyond the Spider-Verse, maybe that will free, because some companies will do where they don't want to have multiple different versions of things running around. It could also just as simply be that okay, well, once they're done with animated Spider-Verse stuff, they'll move on to the live action stuff because the animated stuff is done, which is a dumb thing, but hey, whatever. Also goes on to say that X-Men will be important to the MCU after the events of Avengers Secret Wars. So that's not a surprise either. So, I mean, that's not really news, but it's Kevin Feige addressing things, which I think is a welcome change, because that's one of the things I actually do appreciate about James Gunn. James Gunn at least comes out and says something every now and again. He doesn't leave this mystique or aura of, shit laying around.
Yeah, just spit that shit out, dog.
Yeah, just say the thing. Stop pretending like this shit's a fucking mystery. Just say the goddamn thing, and I think we'll all respect you more. That's how I've always felt about the MCU. I hate the way that they try and play like everything's a fucking secret. That said, we have only one more question in the chat, and you know what? I'm going to take a page out of Carter's playbook. We're going to leave it at that. So it's going to be from G. Martinez Mac. You actually have a couple of questions in here, so I am going to pick the one I think is going to be the one that'll get you the best answer. Let's see here. Because I don't want to cheat you. I want to be like, no. And then like be like, okay, cool, we'll move on.
Okay.
Let's see here. It says, let's see here. Okay, here. We'll do it this one. This one right here. This one will do it. G. Martinez Max says, in your opinion, how do artists and writers determine which elements resonate most with a modern audience? The new Absolute Universe volumes of DC have definitely raised some questions. So, yeah, okay. So here you go. This is how you do it. This is what I think you do. You sit down and you take a huge stock of what you care about, because the thing is, when you write what you care about, I think you're always going to come out better. So the stuff that Scott Snyder is writing about in terms of Batman, the stuff Jason Aaron is writing about in terms of Superman, the stuff that Kelly Thompson is writing about in terms of Wonder Woman, and I think it's not a secret that and I'll start with Kelly Thompson. Some of the narrative, that was in Absolute Wonder Woman, I actually talked about this in my video for it. Apologies if it came off as woke, but even this right here, the Apollo saying that the word Amazon is banned, something I talked about was, is very akin to Ron DeSantis's "Don't Say Gay" bill in Florida, and for very similar reasons. We're just going to pretend these people do not exist. It's a very like stick your fingers in your ears, go, la, 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 I don't hear, no, it doesn't exist. That's basically what it was giving. And Kelly Thompson, who I don't think I'm telling her business, but she's an openly LGBTQI plus woman, to my understanding. So I don't feel like I'm telling her business, but so I think she has some skin in the game there, and she's writing from personal experience, what she has witnessed and how it affects her, and the whole scene, the whole situation where Wonder Woman is repeatedly acknowledging herself as an Amazon, like it is, this is kind of an answer to that, saying the word and not allowing the power within it to be taken away. Once again, school shootings and gun violence across the entire country is at an all-time high. So it's something that I feel like it's messaging that is going to reach some people on some level. So I feel like, when you talk about these things, and then also not to get away from the Superman of it all, the fact that we live in a time right now where labor is on the lips and hearts of workers everywhere, where people are unionizing across the country. In multiple different industries, not just the auto worker industry, the video game industry, while the movie and television industry has had this for a long time, but these things are being revisited and these things are being brought to the forefront. The special effects industry is actually seeing a boom in unionization, animation, not far behind it. It's especially in a time where it seems like companies and corporations are being protected, playing patty cakes. We're playing patty cakes with these people. And I know far too many people are way too quick to put corporations on a pedestal, but then shit on the workers who make that corporation what it actually is. So you look at these three things, and I can just see that these are hot button issues, and it's a way to tell a story. And also at the same time, you can tell the story, wrap it up in this nice, neat little message, and also at the same time, have these two things come together and form Voltron and tell a story we've never seen before. A story about a Batman who grew up not poor, but just maybe middle class. A story about a Superman who grew up as the son of people who worked in the service industry. and worked on the bottom rung of the ladder. A Wonder Woman who grew up as something that shouldn't be scary to anyone, but she's hated and feared by other people because of what she is. These are, when you look at that, you say to yourself, that's a story right there. It's the same way I looked at my own story when I said, hey, let's tell a story about a guy who lives in what is effectively a southern city and dealing with the same types of issues you would expect to have in a story that takes place in a city like Memphis, where there's classism, racism, sexism, but all with a southern twang on it. But what if this was all from the perspective of a human living amongst people who are supernatural? That's where you find the meat, and it's like you can take that commentary and turn it into something that is that it elevates your narrative. And that's what I think. I don't think the narrative should elevate the message. The message should elevate the narrative. That's how you do it. That way the narrative still comes first. That was a really long way to say that. But anyway, I just want to say thank you to everyone for making, well, not just this show, every show.
200 plus.
Yeah, every show. Yeah. We are literally creeping up on that big ass 300. So I want to thank everybody for that, and for the support, for the love, the energy, everything y'all do, and just keeping us as entertained as we hope we keep y'all. Carter, do you have anything you want to say before we get up out of here?
I may or may not stream Buckshot Roulette today with the multiplayer, but I know first thing I'm going to do is watch these new episodes of Arcane and watch this new Captain America trailer that dropped.
Ooh, yeah, that is true. And you know what? Oh, man, I feel bad because I just realized something we skipped, but I'm not going to address it because, I don't want to.
Right.
Yeah, we'll talk. I tell you what, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna make up for it by both of us talking about it next week. That's what we're gonna do. So that's how we're gonna do that. That's how we're gonna address that. I'm gonna get out of here because I am incredibly hungry and I am sweating like a fucking slave. That's it. Until next time, I want to say thank you to everyone in the chat, the lurkers, the chatters, the super chatters, everyone in Blerd Koa, Earth's Mightiest subscribers, Earth's Mightiest patrons, Blerd Club, Earth's Mightiest listeners, everybody who makes this show go round. And I also want to say shout out to all my people who are out there just in the same tone and tenor as Absolute Superman. All the people out there who are working in the service industry, being crapped on and shit on, but still going out there and making the goddamn thing do what it do. Because you know what? At the end of the day, you guys are the ones who actually make the world go round, not the motherfuckers above you. That said, for Carter Presents, I'm the Blerd Without Fear. And from now on, and until the 2028 election, Donald Trump, you can go to hell.
Bye!